action. We're here. Us three. New people. Well, one new brother. One new brother. We got brother Carlton with us tonight.
Hey, how y'all doing?
And we got sister Anna with us tonight. Coming back for number 2 to fill in for our dear brother Temu, who's handling some personal family business. So shout out to my brother. Love my brother. But we holding down, we covering down for him so he can do his thing. And he'll be back. So let's open up. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful, all praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds. The Beneficent, the Most Merciful, and Master of the Day of Judgment. Thee alone do we serve, thee alone do we beseech for divine aid. Guide us on the right path, the path upon whom thou hast bestowed favors, not upon whom thy wrath has been brought down, nor upon those who go astray. Ameen. Yeah, we forgot to open up with prayer last time, so I had to make sure that we had to get it in. We ended with prayer last time, but we forgot. It's the first episode that I forgot to open it up. Yeah. So I had to definitely had to make sure I got that in. But yeah, still a good episode. But you gotta, yeah. And I love starting like this because it lets you know it's like God first, period, right? Yeah, even if we're having fun, it's all about keeping Him top of mind, and that's what I found is like how you keep peace. Like if you ever tripping on anything, all you gotta do is just call on Him and be like, oh, help me out right here, get me through the situation, tell me what to do. And then, like I was talking earlier, that's the flow. The flow, people say go with the flow, is God, right?
That's the flow.
Yeah, that's the flow. So
I think it's when you speak of the flow and putting Him first, is to also I guess in a sense, like let go and have faith and trust, not question it. Just like, because we could sit here all day. Yeah. I know personally, I'll sit there all day asking for help and then turn around and still do my own thing. Right? Because it'd be like, be hella impatient, right?
Absolutely.
But then it's like when you draw back and you're just patient, sometimes things tend to take care of themselves. Yeah. And you could call it whatever you want to call it. To me, because everybody has their own experience and their own awakening and their own time to come into these things. And sometimes some things are hard to digest because maybe from what I think everybody, I think I was going to jump too far. But going into a place of like trauma, you know what I mean? Yeah. And our thoughts and our responses and our interpretations and understandings, misunderstandings. Come from that place and then draw you into a sense of what a higher source or a higher power or entity or aid or essence or anything you would like to call it. Yeah,
it's the traumatic experiences that really pull you closer to Him, right? And that's why they're necessary in life, because otherwise you would just coast, right? And I'll speak from personal experiences. I used to be the biggest atheist known to man, bro. Like gangbanging atheist. Like grew up in the church. Grew up, like all of us grew up going to church. Fell out from church, like in high school, I would say. But it's not because I necessarily hated the idea of church. I just hated like seeing the same people that called me nigger go to church and act like everything's cool. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And like I would see kids steal from the offering tin, and I'd just be like, okay, I'm good with this. So in high school, what I used to do, I would just, me and my brothers or my friend that would spend the night on Saturday night, and then we'd have to go to church. We would just go to Barnes & Noble instead. And I tell my parents, I drove in 16, so I would just tell my parents, we'll go to church, Mom. Okay. Right. We would go to Barnes & Noble. But still, yeah.
What'd you do there?
Yeah, I was like, why Barnes & Noble?
Because we read books. I like
what would you read?
That's definitely different. Usually people, when they're being
trying to rebel or something,
they do something that's also
ratchet.
And it was like when you ditch school, folks, what did they do? They go do stuff they're not supposed to be doing.
Exactly. Drugs. Yeah.
Drugs, sex, all this other stuff when people ditch classes and stuff like they was drinking. I saw them drinking, but to go to Barnes and Nobles and read books and widen your
that's amazing. I mean, I really even haven't thought about this until like literally right now, and I'm glad you asked me this because I'm like, what did I do? I didn't do ratchet stuff in Barnes and Noble. I think I would just, man, I don't think I slept because that would kind of fall in line with ratchetry. But I know what I love books. I love reading, and I love improving myself, working out. I think I just,
as we all
I think,
should.
yeah, I think I just walked around, maybe grabbed more, like, probably knowing me, probably like books of maps where there's lots of pictures and stuff I could look at, as opposed to just like picking up a novel. No, that wasn't me. So books with lots of tangible graphical information. So yeah, but anyway, I would that was high school, and then in college I just doubled down on the idea that God was fake and not something that people just did to control other people. And there's an element of truth to that statement, but it's just, that's not the entire truth. And then it wasn't until so I graduated college, did college for 5 years, and that just solidified my thinking that this life is all there is. All there is what you can see physically, and when you die, that's it, right? And that's pretty much sums up how a lot of people think. And it's a very, like, it's just the conclusion is just like, this is all we are, right?
Right. And is that what made yourself consider as an atheist?
Yeah, I guess. I think that's a pretty much like a good summation of like atheism, like, is God isn't real, or maybe that's agnostic. I don't know. I think I called myself an atheist, but I didn't believe when people said God, I immediately turned away. I was like, I'm good. I'm not, like, I wouldn't even engage, listen, talk to you. I'd be like, you're dumb, you're crazy, I'm smarter than you, bye. Right. So that was my mentality. And the reason why I'm being very specific is when I'm talking to people, I understand where you're coming from. You know what I'm saying? I was there. I was better at being atheist than atheist right now. You know what I'm saying? I was nice with it. You know what I'm saying? I would come with arguments and be like, actually, you're wrong, and this is why, and blah, blah, blah. And they just look at me and be like, oh, okay. And I understand now, because you can't argue for faith, because you can't. Faith is what you feel. You can't argue for your feelings because they're yours. So how am I gonna give you my feelings? Right. I can't. How am I gonna give you my experience? I can't. I could talk about it all day long, but in the day, someone who's already decided that XYZ, the world works XYZ and God is fake, isn't gonna just automatically adopt feelings that aren't theirs, right? So having gone through the experience of atheism, I just have a full understanding of where people are coming from. Not just an understanding, it's I have sympathy, empathy, and awareness. And it's like, there's a part of me, the mathematical part of me is like, yeah, your argument makes sense from that layer of physical reality. It's like, where is it? Where is God? I don't see him right now. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, you can see the sun, see the stars, right? But God, this thing that you're saying does all these magical things you can't even see. You want to live your life according to what this magical entity thinks, says, and wrote down in some books 2,000 years ago? Doesn't make any sense, right? So I understand, and even the way I'm talking right now, I'm talking like literally how I was back then. And I was always a nice guy. I was also understanding of people, and I won't say I was bullied, but like I was nice. So there, people call me names. You know what I'm saying? A man can't be nice and understand, and like without being called, being called gay. You feel me? Right. So dealt with that, and so my point is I just have this understanding, but after college, I'll go back. After college, I still was in that mindset of no, that God stuff ain't happening, bro. Nah, not for me. And once I went from college to the real world, my first corporate job, that's when like the weight of the world hit me. That like, oh, this is what people do? Like, you just go to work in a cubicle, come home, watch the news, retire, do a job you hate for your entire life just to buy shit you don't really need? Right? Yeah. So I was like, me? That's life, bro. That's life. That's life for most niggas, bro. That's the truth. Straight up. And that's I was like, I gotta do this? I can't. I can't do this. So I was like, okay, one part of me was going to, the name of the company was Ernst & Young, was going to work, right? And knowing that I literally can't do this for the rest of my life, but I was still waking up and going to work.
Right.
That's insanity.
Oh, man.
That's the definition of insanity. Doing something that you know is against everything that you stand for, and knowing that it's killing you, and still doing it anyway, knowing that it's killing you.
Oh, man.
So did that for a certain amount of time that eventually, long story short, I literally lost my mind. And this was, I told you I was from Arkansas, right? So I'm from Arkansas. I was working in LA, and so I went back home. Work got so shitty and stressful that I went back home to Arkansas, where I'm from, and to go hang out with my mom and my family. And while I was there, that's when I made the decision to quit my corporate job. So I called my corporate job on some fuck it shit, right? I was like, I'm out. I'm done. I quit. And did that. And then once I made that choice, the choice that I am not going to submit to this world without God. There was no God involved, period. Opposite. I was like, bro, I'm not, no faith. I was just like, I literally am not going to submit to what everyone else is doing. I can't. It is not right for me to just go with the flow. In this instance, go with this anti-flow, whatever, because it's not the flow. Right. It is literally the architecture, the matrix of this world. Right. So once I made that choice, that's when that's when the whole spiritual shit started happening, coming up, because it took that leap of faith. It wasn't faith at the time. Right. But it was faith in the fact that I knew I was going to be fine. You know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, well, I ain't going to do this, but fuck it. I made it this far. I can make it, man. That's still faith. Right. Faith even of my own capabilities. Right. But it's still faith. So once I showed that small, that's a pretty big leap of faith, I did that. That's when God's like, okay. Oh, okay. Now you ready, bro? But it wasn't like, it was like, I was so in my ego that all the times I had that thought that after I made the decision to quit, that I had the thought that maybe there's something to this God thing. I would immediately kick it out of my mind and be like, oh, that bullshit. No, come on, bro, come on. And then, but eventually, the spiritual stuff, it started, if I could describe it, it was I felt spiritual. I felt like, oh, this body, there's more to this. I feel like God. Yeah. And that was the only way I could describe to myself. But I was so in my ego and already deciding that I knew how the world and universe worked. Right. So I was like, I feel like I'm God, but God ain't real. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny you say that. It's funny that you say that you felt like God, because technically speaking, you are.
Yeah, exactly.
If you were speaking about biblically, and I'm pretty sure in the Word it has said that He made Himself in the image of men, right?
Facts.
And we are. So, and I always questioned, why was God capitalized? I always looked at it as an acronym, and I looked at it as generate, operate, and destroy. So
you make that up? That's dope.
Like I said, I'm sitting here and I was looking at it. I was like, it makes sense to me. And I explained to you why it makes sense to me. It's like
that's the process of creation.
Yes,
you generate
and you operate it and you destroy it. And all of it. It all has
start,
happened.
change, stop.
Exactly.
That's creation. That's literally creation. The formula for creation.
And you created this job that is your family business now. You created this. Yeah. And you operate it. Your family operates it, right?
Yeah.
You operate it, right? The creator of
absolutely
operates it, right? Yeah. And only you can destroy it.
Yeah, absolutely.
By making a decision that is not supposed to be done.
That's right.
And to me, that definitely tells me that we all are gods. Because
absolutely. Yeah.
No one is perfect.
No.
When someone told me that God is perfect, no, God can't be perfect. Yeah. There's no way God could be perfect if He made Himself in the image of us men. Yeah. And we have done so many things that's not considered to be perfect. Yeah. And they always say nobody's perfect, but God is that can't be possible. I'm sorry. If I am Him and He is there's no way. It makes no sense.
Yeah. Then what's the expansion for? What are we as the body of God expanding towards? Right. So it's got to be towards something.
Yeah. So and I can't tell you that.
Yes, sir. No, I don't know yet. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna. Why even guess?
Right.
Just submit to the process. Right. Yeah. Yeah, but
Wow.
generate, operate, destroy.
Yeah, that's the way I looked at it, man.
Yeah, man, that's real. And I point is, I felt that. Felt that. Like I felt that internally, but the ego stopped me from actually taking the God stuff seriously.
Right.
So instead of like submitting to what I was feeling to be true, I was like, you know what, I'm God. I could do whatever I want. So I just went on. I just eventually I went on a bender of like really giving into the spiritual stuff and thinking I didn't need sleep and eating and all like the physical stuff, man.
Bro.
Yeah, you need it. Yeah, you need it. But I thought I was better than that, bro. Yeah, my ego told me otherwise. But long story short, eventually you do enough of that, you end up literally losing grip of reality.
Right.
And that's what happened. Long story short, my mother had to call 911 to have them come stabilize me because I was running around the house casting spells like Harry Potter. You know what I'm saying?
My.
Yeah. So it was like that. Yeah. So psychotic break.
That's a different type of God within. I was thinking that's more of like a fictional God.
It was all of it, man.
No.
Yeah. But it would but that is what it took me to submit. Right. I literally had to lose my mind.
Right.
To let go of this physical reality and my ideas of the physical reality. Right. So how the hell am I going to tell someone what God is when it took that experience to humble my ass? You know what I'm saying? I don't. I can't. All I could do is just live my life,
right?
Show God through my actions,
right?
And then tell people my experience, and then they could take that data and make the best decisions and formulate their own theory of what God is or what God isn't, etc. So the point is, what you realize, if everyone is God, then everyone's answer on what God is the right answer, right? So yeah, but it took me going through and I'm still going through this process of self-discovery of who the God.
How old were you?
This was 25. Good question.
All right.
Yeah.
I said that that your frontal lobe does not become fully developed until you're between the age of 23 and 25.
What does frontal lobe do? You know?
We could look that up definitely to get a better description. I'm going off of a very
vague.
Thank you. That's what I was about to say. Very vague, very vague memory. But if I'm not mistaken, it's like your decision-making skills.
Understood.
And like your forward thought of like really being able to like process something and be like to foresee like, okay, this is what could happen afterwards instead of just being like, oh, we're right here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could be definitely mistaken. But
Understood.
I believe that's what it is.
Yeah.
But between the ages of 23 and 25.
Yeah.
So if that statement is correct, then for you to have gotten that place at 25 makes sense.
Yeah. And a lot of people, I feel, they go through this at 25, 23, 25, 26, this quarter life stuff. It's really just the realization that life is really difficult and there's no easy way out, right? It's coming to grips with that reality, right? There's no cheat codes of life, right?
I agree with that.
Is it the optimism runs away?
Yeah, or
like
that too.
Optimism, like
absolutely.
Fades away. You're just like, I thought it was this,
Yeah.
Like them boxes of Lucky Charms, heart stars and horseshoes.
Yeah.
I thought it was just
Life full of sugar.
Yeah. Life is just sugar. That's what you think. Yeah, and then around 25. Did you go through something as like abrupt, or was it more? When did you realize that life was hard?
Oh,
and you got to work. Yeah.
Okay, realistically, I realized life was hard at a very young age.
Understood.
A very young age. And I think a lot of it, there was stuff going on at home, but I think I mostly just didn't understand the bad stuff that would go on outside.
Yeah.
Because it would seem really terrible. Like people would do really mean things to each other. And I just could not comprehend. And there was stuff that would happen inside, but it's like one thing to have that in your own experience, right?
Yeah.
It's like the one thing to like, in your own experience, to be poor.
Yeah.
And then when you go out and you see there's other people that are poor, it kind of freaks you out because you're like, wait, hold up. Like, so there isn't? a way out of this kind of like thing? Like you just search your way, like, oh, it's spread out. Like think of like 2008 when everything crashed, right? And I like thought like when that happened, my first time like it's really one thing for you to have your own experience of things to be terrifying or scary, whatever.
Yeah.
But then when it becomes everybody else's reality, then it's just like, oh, this is unsurmountable.
I feel you. It's like you're just like, maybe there is no escape from this.
Yes.
And that's terrifying.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. I understand.
Yeah.
So point is, you had that at a young age.
Yes.
You grew up with that.
Yes.
I understand.
Yes.
Yeah. I grew up in suburbia, so sheltered. Yeah, in like fake reality.
In a sense, I mean, I don't know if you could say you had a fake reality. Maybe a fake, like maybe the essence of everybody was fake.
Exactly.
Definitely sounds like that.
Yeah.
And them thinking in their minds that they were a lot better.
Yeah.
And they were very fragile in their mindset of themselves. Which made them very fragile around other people.
Absolutely. Exactly.
And that made them question themselves,
everybody
right?
just put on a facade.
Everyone's front. Everyone's fucking cat. It's cat.
But then at the same time, your experience was very real because you got all the ugly of the fake.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like you
true.
weren't necessarily very sheltered. It made it like it's like one of those like Stepford Wives kind of situations.
Exactly. No,
where
that's
it's
what
like
it was.
Beautiful on the outside, but on the inside it's a lot
terrible.
Of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Savage stuff. Like there's stuff that goes on behind the scenes in these places. Like
bro. Like
it's savagery.
I couldn't even imagine just the examples that you were giving me.
Yeah.
I don't. I watched La Amistad, and I know that's very extreme versus maybe what happened.
Yeah,
but
that's the slave shit movie, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That mess had me, and I watched that like
messed you up.
Elementary school, middle school. My dad had me watch it. Me up.
Okay, understood.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Like my heart was wrenched. Like I hated. Like I didn't think I could hate, and I hated, but I was also very fearful.
Hated what specifically?
No, I'm not gonna say
I know you're gonna say it. I'm gonna say it.
I was like, no,
I'll say it for you.
No. Because it was coming from a place of the movie and like and that emotion. Let's say this. Let me step back. Let me step back. Because I want to, even in myself, I want to clarify it for myself.
This is true. This is your story. I won't paraphrase. But I'm finna jump in that.
Okay.
So don't mess it up because I'm gonna jump in and just say what what she's about to say, right? Go on.
So after watching the movie, having my own experiences, having heard other experiences, having experienced other things and seeing other things, and one, it made me very fearful and unsafe. Felt very unsafe.
Yeah.
But on top of that, it made me hate what could be so evil. To do such evil things and not care for you not to have a heart. So whoever had that sort of mentality, that sort of energy towards them, I hated that.
I understand.
I hated that because even as an adult, that feeling is still the same. To hate that sort of experience, and to dive back into what we thought we were going to say, the color, anybody could be that.
Absolutely.
Anybody could be that vicious and not see anybody else but their own. But then I have to jump back into thinking about trauma again. Because if we
that's
all
the
come
theme
in
of
here
everything
pure,
that we're talking. Yeah, this is all trauma.
Pure.
Yeah.
If we all come here pure, there is no way for you to be able to get to that place unless.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Taught.
And then going back to that, where the hell did that come from?
Yeah.
I don't know. Everything just ties into each other and comes into, I don't know, a loop. It's just all a cycle, and they all run into each other to form this. Yeah. And we each have our own responsibility to confront it and
that
to
evil that you just spoke on. That's in all of us. That potential is in all of us.
Oh, definitely.
All of us.
Definitely.
All of us. Some just act on it more than others. Period. That's what it comes down to. It's like, bro, that's why.
Believe it or not, a lot of people.
It's a mirror.
We all have thoughts that are not what we would actually do.
Oh, absolutely.
It's definitely because there's that. Oh, you're being petty. No, that was kind of rude. And,
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then you're like, I wouldn't do that because that's not really who I am, man.
Yeah.
Me myself, I tell my kids, and I was like, if you don't want somebody to poke you, don't go poke them.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't want it done to you, don't do it to you. And then I think a lot of folks don't have that mindset anymore. Like, why would I want to get robbed?
Huh.
You know, it's like somebody jumped out and go get robbed, but the robber himself gets robbed, he would be upset. But you just robbed somebody.
But in their mindset, they're justified. It's such
there's always some type of justification to it.
I guess let's be specific about this because this phenomenon is, I'm not sure if it's natural to people or is it something you have to be trained by your parents. This phenomenon being able to put yourself in other shoes, right? Yeah. I wouldn't want that to happen to me, right?
Right.
Yeah, that ability to be like, I'm not going to do that because of that.
Let's say psychology wise or even child development wise, thinking of that education, it would be like the ego, right? Like, so, you know, when you're on the phone with a child and they'll be like, look at my new red shoes. Oh my God, don't you love my new red shoes? And you're over here like,
I can't see the phone.
I cannot see. They'll be like, but you haven't said nothing about my red shoes, and I don't understand. Why you not talking about my red? Don't you see them?
Yeah.
You be like, no.
Yeah.
And they can't see past that. They can't see that like you were in a whole nother place. You're like,
that's a good example.
You are always everything that you ever were before.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
So like I always say, like your 5-year-old self is still in you. Your 2-year-old self is still in you. Your 15-year-old self is still in you.
Man.
Your 20-year-old self is still in you.
So true.
All these ages are still in you. I got chills.
Yeah.
All these ages are still in you. So all those little moments of good, bad, in the middle, whatever, are still in you. So if you never help guide yourself, right? That's why there's people that will be like, what would you say to your 15-year-old self if you could speak to them now? You know what I mean?
She's here right now, right? No, that 15-year-old self, like you just said.
Oh, it's in you. Like,
it's
you can
right
tap into
now.
all of that.
It's right now. No,
Think about,
that's such a good. Oh man, that's such a good observation. Yeah, no, it's because this all of us. Let's go back thinking about when we were 15 in high school. We the same person. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like the same person, right?
Yeah,
I feel like the same person.
Right.
I feel so that means that all the stuff that man, if you're that same 15-year-old boy or girl, that 12-year-old boy or girl.
think about your like let's say like on my bad days, right?
Yeah.
When I was 15, I was not very confident in myself. I probably had I definitely had a low opinion of myself. Very insecure.
10th grade, right? I'm really trying to get. I'm pictured. I think it's 10th grade.
About
10th
grade.
Yeah, that's 10th.
Trying to figure out like womanhood, and what that was in high school. Not womanhood, being a girl.
Yeah. No, for real.
Being a girl.
Yeah.
And I guess the attention of to whatever. I guess like the peak would be like cheerleader or something.
Understood.
Like that, right?
Yeah.
But still battling with who I was. Like still it's like me walking, but I always had both of me there, right? And there was sometimes, depending on what that moment entailed and what I was feeling inside and what I felt about myself inside, which one would show up.
Yeah.
I would have the
What are these both sides?
So I have my side, I feel like my natural side, like my real side.
Understood.
My authentic side.
Yeah.
My true self.
Yeah.
Is very calm, patient, loving, open, and available. Like I'm
Understood.
there, but very respectable.
Yeah,
and I expect that back. Then my other side was, like I said, the insecure, unsure, and all that type of stuff.
Understood.
So I feel like what carried on the most.
So this is everybody. Okay.
Yeah, right,
okay.
right.
I was. No, this is literally everybody. Okay.
But if you know child development,
Understood.
That's what they talk about. You have all these different phases.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if you were freaking Goddamn. Like I just get irritated but excited because it's just like I wanted to make a school, but the school wasn't gonna be like a typical school where you learn your ABCs, your 1, 2, 3s.
Yeah.
It's where you learned about yourself. So you learn your
facts.
intrapersonal and interpersonal schools.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that, our parents didn't know, and I'm mad. And you've experienced some of it growing up, or you did.
Yeah.
But I could only imagine, like, I don't even want to imagine, because it's too upsetting.
Yeah.
And even in my little
I feel
experiences, just too much.
I feel you. I didn't exactly choose to be in that situation, but I'm
Bro,
like, well, fuck it.
I'm happy you're here,
It
though.
happened. Yeah, I made
I'm
it.
happy you're here.
I made it to tell you about the experience so that you don't have to go through it yourself and
To
create,
waking up.
to create, and more importantly, to create a world where that's not going to
You're
happen
right.
again.
You're right. Because you can wake up and still not do nothing.
That's right. Absolutely.
You're right.
I was like, oh no,
You're right.
okay, yeah, I saw the ugly for a reason because I'm like, okay, well, that's not to continue. I'm responsible now that I know what is out there. I am responsible for changing and building a world. But well, that's not gonna happen. Not on my watch.
But then that's
New.
that's where like confidence. It's just like so many things. Oh my god! It
Yeah.
just ties back to being young. So I just learned from like. Go ahead, go.
So
I've been talking
damn near everything. Almost everything that affects us in present time comes back to what happened to us as a child, especially high school, middle school. We carry then from parenting, from being parented in certain ways, we carry that trauma with us in present time, and then that since I'm really glad you brought that up about being that 15-year-old girl. So you're not just that 15-year-old girl, and that 12-year-old boy. If you haven't dealt and confronted with, you're everything that happened to that 15-year-old girl. No, not just that person. You're everything that happened to her. And so what that means is that trauma is literally with you in present time. And what that does is that's where triggers come from. Right? So for example, if you got your ass beat by your father, and while he was beating your ass, he said, "You're nothing. You ain't shit. God damn it, Henry." All those words that were imparted on you during that beatdown, those are your triggers in present time. So all it's going to take to get you to get re-stimulated in present time is one of those words. It's that simple.
Wow.
That's feeling that sensation.
Yeah.
I actually had an experience of that this weekend. It wasn't.
Go on. Yeah, I want to hear it.
My name. Okay, so went out to enjoy my good friend's birthday.
Yeah.
And everything was cool. I kind of felt like outside of myself, but I noticed like, when you're like tired and stuff like that, and like you feel really drained.
Yeah.
We had just had an event, you see?
Yeah.
That's that right there.
I understand.
We had just had an event on Friday, and I was in that whole week.
The movie?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Rush Hour.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So we had very limited sleep, a lot of stress on the day of.
Yeah.
It went. People enjoyed it.
Awesome.
So I was like, okay, that was my point of success. Like, people enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Next time it's gonna be, did I enjoy it? Was I present in the moment?
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
So
that happened. I was still tired. Went to her birthday and was like, okay, it's late. I had the intention, I'm going to take my car and then I could leave whenever I want to and all this type of stuff. Because I was reading myself. I did not honor myself.
I understand.
And then had the experience from there. It was just kind of like that uneasement, like, dang, I didn't honor myself. And then going through that wave and still trying to process that and then going along. Like things will try to put you in a headspace, right?
Yeah.
So I was there, still chilling, still vibing and stuff. And then the end of the night came and I was like, this is the part I was dreading. Like, this is the part that was making me anxious. So once it hit, it was just very like, oh crap, that was abrupt. All right, so what do I do? Where do I go? So fast forward.
Yeah.
Had an experience. Obviously drinking was involved.
Yeah.
And somebody like they're really messed up.
Yeah.
They were really messed up. They couldn't walk and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've already had these like experiences before, but like somebody almost got arrested and then in that like specific area too. So I was like very like anxious and being like, okay, we're out over here. I don't need to live over here. Like very just like, I need to get home and all this type of stuff. But still wanted to make sure they were like, okay. Cause I was like, okay, they're really sick. Like we have to make sure they stay on their side. So I'm over here like thinking that and this, right? Mm-hmm. And then everybody's trying to figure out like, okay, how are we going to get to and from and da-da-da-da-da. My anxiety starts to pick up. I'm going back and forth. And my mind's going wild. And I'm like feeling myself. I'm like, you need to calm down. You need to calm down. But I never gave myself a time to sit down and be like, breathe, go through this, it's okay. I started thinking about, what other people are going to think and all this type of stuff. And I would step away and people are like, you good? Why are you standing over here by yourself? And I'm like, I'm trying to process. There's a lot of loud going on right now. And I can't assess what's going on. Like I'm looking around and all I can hear is loud. And I don't know if people are mad or happy or, you know, and thinking back to my childhood.
And it's at the end of it, right?
It's at the end of it.
Okay, understood. Go on, because you're getting back to where this came from. Go.
I was like, shoot, am I talking?
Oh, no. Go.
So I'm like getting a lot of loud.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, okay, what's happening? What's happening? So I like step back and I start looking around. I'm like, okay. Over here is okay. Over here, there's commotion. And I'm like staring and I'm like, crap, it's going to be okay. And it was somebody that I had talked to inside. And I was just like, no, mama, like, it's okay. Like, go back, get into the car. It's okay. And it being okay, I started praying on it because I was like, Lord, please, everybody's just been drinking. Like, let it just dissipate. And I just took a deep breath. And like right after that, they were like, the dude was like, okay, stop. We're not gonna do this. This is not what we do and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And it stopped. And they were like, oh, okay. And it started to pick up a little bit and then it eased. And then it was like, cool, okay. Then people started leaving. Then I started to notice the streets really, really quiet.
Yeah.
This is when I found out the person was in the bathroom. And then I was like, oh, crap. And then the whole commotion started happening again where my people were trying to figure out how are we getting this person from here to where they need to go and all this type of stuff. And it was just starting to get really overwhelming for me.
Yeah.
Because by that point, I'm like, it's really late. I'm really, really, really tired.
Yeah.
I feel like we're impeding on people's spaces. We're being very loud. And
Yeah.
I know how it is over here. They don't like that. So I'm like processing all this, right? All that's happening. Then I'm like, okay, crap. Look, give me the keys. I'm going to go pull up the car. You're going to put them in the car.
Okay.
All this type of stuff. You're going to take them from that. And I started just like navigating. I'm like, you have been standing over here knowing that you can assess the situation, direct people, and we can make stuff happen.
Yeah.
But you've been waiting for other people to make it because your anxiety is picking up and doing all this type of stuff, right? Not honoring myself again.
Yeah.
Not knowing who myself is again. Right?
Yeah.
Because I stepped out of myself and I don't know where I was.
Yeah.
But I was way out here.
Yeah.
And I was coming back and I was like, okay, this is going to happen. So all that decision made, we ended up finally getting him into the car. I'm like, all right, I'm done. Like, I stated out loud. I'm like, okay, I'm done. Like, I'm done. They still needed a little bit of help, but I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
Like, they were throwing up, and I was like, I don't want to accidentally throw up. I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I'm like, here's a blanket. Y'all good? All right, cool.
Yeah.
I'm like jetting. And then all of a sudden, somebody's like, no, what? Why? Why are you going? And they start grabbing on me. And I'm hearing people saying my name. I'm hearing people calling me and telling me no. And then once I was grabbed, I lost it. I was like, leave me alone. I just stop. Like, I just need to go. Like, I just want to go home. And I start like crying. And then I'm just like, yeah, like I just start like crying. And then I'm like, okay, you just freaked out. Calm down.
Yeah.
Calm down. Like, it's okay. It's okay. Just get in the car. And I'm just sitting there like, okay. I was like, I just need to go. I'm so sorry, guys. Like, can we just go? Like, I just don't want to be here anymore. Like, can we just make a decision? Where are we going? Like, I just need us to go. And they're like, it's okay. It's okay. Like, don't worry about it. I know it's a lot. And then I look over. There's somebody still outside the car. I'm like, are you coming in the car or are you not? Because I need you to just figure out what you're doing. Mind you, they've really been drinking.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I didn't need to be like that. But I was being in my own moment. And a lot of times I don't even honor myself being in my own moment.
Yeah.
I think about how it impedes on everybody else. So that adds a lot more stress on me.
It's a lot of stress.
Because then I'm like, okay, now I forget about myself and I don't know what's going on. And then it's even worse.
Absolutely.
So I'm still trying to like navigate through that and I'm still trying to calm down. So that's all happening. So as I replay this whole night, first day I was okay. And then the next day I really started to like replay it and I was just like, what the hell happened?
Yeah.
Where was I? Like, why?
Yeah.
What happened that I felt all these different things? Why didn't I just say, hey, I could drive?
Facts.
Hey, I could drive us.
Yeah.
And that way I would know I was safe. And that way I could know that the people that I'm with can get home safely.
Yeah.
Why? And I had anxiety about being in the damn lift because I had an experience a couple weeks ago.
There we go.
Where we were like, we went into a lift and it scared the shit out of me. They had like a plastic thing dividing the driver and us. And though logically I could understand it, in the back seat, I had my window open and was like this.
Yeah.
Because I was like thinking about it's too much.
No. But the thing is, this trauma. But your point is that like you don't have anxiety for no reason. Never.
Yeah.
Never. If you're ever uncomfortable or anxious, because my hands sweat all the time, there is a specific trigger in your environment that is triggering you, that it comes back to a prior traumatic incident. So what you're doing, you're going back.
Right.
You're going back and finding out, oh, I felt like this because of this event. And then that one leads to this one, and that one leads to that one. And you find out, and I've done this work before with my own stuff, is like you go back and you audit all this whole path, and you realize all of your traumatic incidents that affect you in present time.
Right.
And then that's just the first step. And then once you start really, you could jump back to, then you start going on your track, your spiritual stuff. Oh, and then you realize, oh, fuck, I was a slave.
Bro, you know what? I
was a slave.
I've had a glimpse.
That's fun.
That's not fun.
I know it's not
I've
fun.
had like you know what's interesting?
Yeah.
That you say that. There's a lot of traumas. Because I was thinking I was just thinking in this life that I know of, this experience that I've known of as a kid.
Yeah.
Think of like even
Anna,
that
as Anna.
As Anna.
Yeah.
As Anna.
As Anna.
Thank you for saying my name right. Having that experience of like being grabbed and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I was almost raped. So
there we go. Understood.
like that was
This lifetime?
Yes.
Understood.
And multiple times. So a lot of different stuff happened.
Yeah.
But like have that and being like tugged at.
Yeah.
And then having like somebody say my name and that taking me
Go. Keep going.
that taking me to another place of being in
Go. No, go. No, go.
I want to do this.
I understand. You got to. You got to get. We're here.
So,
or else you're gonna just sleep on it tonight. You got to process this. Go ahead. What did you see? You said someone said your name.
Someone says my name.
Okay.
It brings me back, I guess.
What do you see?
I think like what I think is like my dad.
Okay. What's he saying? What's he doing? What do you hear?
Not good things.
Okay. Do you see the room?
Hi, Cricket.
I understand.
I pulled myself out
Of the situation?
of the experience. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you ever like feel like
Yeah.
I don't know if that's like what people mean by spirit. It's like you feel it.
Yeah.
And then it lifts off of you.
Yeah.
Because you're just like. Sometimes things are too much.
I understand.
And your body and your mind and your spirit learn how to, what we call coping mechanisms.
Yeah.
Or a way to kind of like, your spirit knows when you can't handle stuff.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And you suppress it.
You suppress it. You
but
push it away.
But the thing is, it starts to overflow, right? Just
Absolutely.
in my experience on Sunday night.
Absolutely.
It started to overflow. I had exceeded my energy level.
Yeah.
And I allowed myself to keep pushing myself, knowing that I couldn't anymore.
Yeah.
Knowing where I wanted to be, but where I wasn't.
Yeah.
And it was overwhelming to me. Yeah. And because of that, I ended up impacting other people because their experiences were different.
Yeah.
And the only reason I know that is because I talked to them after and they were like, they each had their own. Like, I was like, damn, I was like, it was not like that for me. And I'm like, I'm happy everybody had a great time. But I'm like, I felt outside of myself.
Absolutely.
And then, but then it makes me think of those TikTok videos like, oh, can you remember a time? Or can you show a time where people thought you were at your happiest, but you were at your lowest kind of thing?
Huh. Yeah.
And it's like one of those experiences. Yeah. Guys, it's just so much.
It's a lot.
Like,
it's a lot.
So many things.
But you hit on something really big. It's like when your spirit's telling you it's too much. Mm-hmm. We all do this. That inability to confront and look at what we know is messing us up in present time. That's what causes us anxiety. Anxiety is running away from problems, from trauma. It's just like it's not looking at something. That's all it is.
Right.
That's all it is. It's just like it's failure to confront. So when we have, and the reason why I was asking you questions about, what were you seeing? Because like that's how you get through it. Is like you and the process is, and this is really what there's therapies that do this, and I've done it, and it's like you walk through it over and over again, And the person will ask you, oh, what do you see? What do you see? And it's very difficult to hit it. When you hit it the first time, you feel it. You feel it. And then that's when the emotion hits you. All of the emotion and even like physical sensations, they come back to you too. So you feel all of it. And then you have someone guide you through it and they run it back again. Okay, let's run it back another time. What do you see this time? What did it smell like? What did that person say? What were they wearing? And you run it back over and over again. And then eventually you've processed that traumatic incident when it no longer has any palpable effect on you in present time. And you can look at it and describe it just how you would describe what you had for dinner last night. That's how you know you've processed it.
When you talk about like we each have our own spiritual
track
or each have our own experiences, and then not being able to tell any one person like what God is or not, or what to feel and what to trust. It's like that experience for you is almost like in a sense of like how I experience when I do art. Or when I dance. Or when I'm speaking from the heart, I feel like I can travel through those places and heal from the experiences without necessarily directly having to like go through the whole experience like that, but process them. And is the biggest relief. Like I remember one time, this one I felt like I was going through dimensions, bro.
Go on.
Like,
I want to hear this.
Like, waves, and then that's when I started coming to the realization like, wait, I could choose. So I was going.
You could choose what?
Like where my reality.
Oh, yes.
That's a big like one. What you had went through, right?
That's a big. Oh, absolutely.
When he's like, wait a minute.
The realization that you literally choose your reality. Like, and there's an infinite litany of possibilities, and they all exist at the same time. And this world exists in a matrix of possibilities, and you could literally do whatever you want in this matrix, and those possibilities exist. Thank you.
Generate, operate,
absolutely,
destroy.
Absolutely.
You control what you do.
Yeah.
And for some folks, it's hard because they haven't reached that level yet where they're still doing what others have told them to do.
Yeah, it's programming.
Even and just like working a 9 to 5, as you said before, it's like you go to the job knowing you don't like this job.
Facts, man.
And you spend all your time there.
Yeah.
And you wake and you make it an effort to wake up on time to get there.
Facts,
even though you know you don't like doing this.
Facts. Yep.
Yeah, it's insanity.
And then turn around and not show up for yourself.
Yeah, that's the biggest part right there. And then when it's time for you to do something for yourself, you're like, you know what? I don't think I could do it.
I'm tired.
Too tired.
That is real, bro. That is so. It's as simple as that.
My energy ain't in it today.
I can't. I can't. Not today.
But you gonna wake up and go to work tomorrow, though.
Yeah, get all dressed up, put on makeup. Like it's like that.
Yeah,
put on.
Man, that's the crazy part. People getting dressed for other people. Like, bro, start.
Facts, man.
Start. I used to do that a lot. I used to get dressed. And thought it was because I wanted to dress this way, but it was more so to let people know that I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm trying to impress you as well,
Yeah.
Right? And then you go through, you're like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. It's crazy that we do this a lot. We do things for others and forget about yourself, forget about, the being of you and healing yourself.
Absolutely. Yeah. Now we put more work into work than into healing. That doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. We work unless you're working for yourself.
Right.
That makes sense. Right. But you're literally working to make somebody else rich.
Right.
I think in the essence, even
in time out, you gotta say what you gotta say. But we interdimensional travel. We're not going to skip that. Yeah. So say what you're gonna say. But no, we gotta go back to your story. Okay. Sorry. But say what you're gonna say right now.
I appreciate you always being able to touch back.
No, not that. I can let other shit go, but no, you're not about to tell me you went through dimensions and just not.
Okay, sorry. Just because you brought it back, I'll tell you what it really.
But what were you gonna say right then and there? Because you were
gonna say. So what I was thinking is like, okay, so a lot of people are trying to start their own businesses and stuff.
Absolutely,
like that.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking like your own creation could become your own 9 to 5.
Yeah.
So like just because you started doesn't mean that you have to continue it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, and then that in a sense is like honoring yourself as well, because sometimes things are just time and place. Sometimes they're just supposed to be there for that moment, get you to the next place, and then now you're supposed to move on. Sometimes we like to hold on to things for way too long.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you guys are telling me things that I needed to hear at this specific point in time. Yeah. Confirmation. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Nice. Like, you're literally preaching to the choir, because this is things I knew, and I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm holding on.
Yeah,
time to let go.
I hear what you're saying. When you're like, I know these things, but when you hear it from someone else, it's like, it's confirmation.
It's confirmation.
It's like, you know what? I was correct, and I'm going to act on it.
Now I know. I know. Now I have responsibility.
Especially when it's out of nowhere, bro.
Right.
Yeah, no. Especially then you're like, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, I see what you did here.
I see. Yeah, exactly. And that's how you know God's talking to you. And that's how he works. It's like, it's never like some dude come from the cloud, just like God talks to you through everything possible, any possible means, everything. Yeah.
Oh my God.
The world is a canvas for him to get to you, and he will. Like, just this. This is an easy way. Yeah, clearly, if someone's telling me something that I needed to hear, then that's God talking to me. But it's not even subtle. It could be a dog, man. It could be anything. It could be literally anything.
It could be these plants.
It could be. I was gonna mention these plants. Absolutely.
I was like, no, this one, like, it gives me.
I was looking at that one too. Yeah.
Like, they all my homies. You guys are all real ones right now.
Yeah.
But like this one, like, it really
Chinese Aurelia. Yeah.
Chinese Aurelia.
Yeah.
She just made me feel like all that I thought imaginable is possible. Like, I said last time that this is all a gift, right?
Yeah.
Like, we're all gifted this experience, and this earth is our gift, you know?
Yeah.
And that, you know, when the Bible is like, I'm not even going to say the Bible. What I've been told that the Bible says, like, let's be real.
Yeah.
What I've been told that the Bible says, you know, is that, this paradise is going to come after he takes all the bad out. And I'm like, but we the bad. And
Thanks.
I was like, and the gift is here. The paradise is here. It is clearly here. And I see her, and I'm just like, bro, I'm saying.
Yeah. She's telling us. She's like, I'm here, bro.
I'm just like, it's here.
It's here.
And it's just like, it's all around us. Because, like, you have to think, like, you know, all those old malls that just get abandoned and stuff like that. All those trees and overgrowth things that end up growing in it.
Yeah.
Like Jumanji.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That is real.
Yeah.
It's real. The ruins, we will be the ruins. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but then there's also so much creation that comes out of it. But it's all like depending on that reality that you want to stay in.
Yeah.
Because I was and could be in this experience that is currently happening. But I don't want to.
What would what experience specifically? The one that happened?
I'm talking about like what's being said is going on right now.
Oh, understood.
In the world, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Definitely could get tied into that. Like I used to.
Understood.
Sorry, I'm moving around a lot. I used to get tied into that, and that used to be my life.
Understood.
My reality, and that's why I said very terrifying, very scary, and I just couldn't understand. And I got to a place where I would like sit there and like I would just look up to the sky and I'd be like, why? Like if this is what this was supposed to be, I don't understand the purpose of us being here. And I had to start questioning them. Like, I don't understand. So are you? And mind you, I was scared. I was scared to talk to you about that stuff. But are you like is it possible that you're evil then? Because I'm like, I don't understand.
You're talking about God, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I started like being like that.
Yeah.
And then I feel like it took some time. Like I pulled away from him for a very long time.
Yeah.
Like especially like during my college years, I tried to come back, and then I still pulled away because I was just like, I don't know. And then I got to a place where like, I don't know again. Like my heart got broken, but like shattered, like stomped on, right?
Understood.
That I was just like, oh.
Yeah.
And then you stop crying. You just like, I can't cry no more. I don't have no feelings. I'm just like, you know, just not here. Just going through the emotions of stuff like that. Because I knew I didn't want to like leave here. But
leave Earth.
Yeah, I didn't want to leave Earth. Yeah. I just couldn't deal with the feelings I was having. Yeah. And I needed them to like just dissipate because I was like, I can't. But it broke me in such a way that it allowed me to come back, and I got reconnected.
Yeah.
Because of that.
How old?
I was 22.
Oh, okay.
which is an interesting age.
Yeah.
But I think I was 22.
Okay, understood.
I was 22. And then that I feel like spiritually got me to another place, and even still coming to places after. But I think like, man, there's so many instances that I could say that like growing and like touching base to like a higher level of myself.
Yeah, yeah.
That I always wanted to be at.
Yeah.
And I just think like all the time I'm grateful. But to tap back into the dimensions thing.
But to close that one out, at 20, the point is at 22, that incident, getting your heart broken at 22 is what brought you back.
It opened the door. Opened the door.
That's right.
So it started to make me like, because I started like looking at stuff differently, started questioning a lot of stuff, started reading things that like I was before like, hell nah.
Yeah.
Like that's not what I grew up with. Like I'm not about to, know, secrets.
The Secret
and stuff like that. I was reading that. I was really trying to like go into that, but it still wasn't vibing with me.
Yeah.
Like I could understand the concept. Like I appreciated learning the concept, right? Because it opens to the of like manifestations and stuff like that, like calling stuff to yourself. But I was always like, well, if you could call stuff to yourself, like, and I had like a mind that I would go to the negative a lot, right? I would say like I was a secret optimist. Like secretly in the back of my mind, I'm like, I hope. Yeah. But in the forefront, like the anxiety, right? I didn't know it was anxiety.
Of course.
But would be like all this negative stuff. So I would be like, okay, well, I'm gonna step away from that because my mind is just not positive enough. Like it's not like a good flowing energy enough that I would want to call that upon myself. You hear the cricket?
Yeah, it's nice.
So So going through that experience of like just starting to like open my mind to learning about other thought processes and beliefs and things like that. Because before that, I would have been like, no.
Oh no. It's not like what I know. It's wrong.
Right.
Simple as that.
Right. I didn't grow up with it.
It's wrong.
It, right.
Yeah. Because I'm the only nigga in the universe that's right. That's really no people. That's most people. They think like that.
That's the truth.
That's literally how people think. Is like right and wrong. Well, I think it's right, and everything else is wrong. Okay. Have fun with that. That's all you can do. Right. Why would I argue with that? Why would you argue with that?
Hey, once you learn to stop arguing with that, you feel a lot.
It's peace.
Some folks argue so much that it becomes, death in between. And
absolutely.
Things like yesterday, someone had asked us, what does the word war mean? Now, every time I saw the word war, it was all capitalized, like it was an acronym. Again, another acronym. Wow.
Do you got an acronym for war?
Another 3-word acronym. Yeah. Wow, that's crazy. So he had said it was like, we are right. And I'm like, ooh, right. Wow. War. That's the only reason why someone will get so angry and want to fight someone and to the point where death is because you feel that you are right and you will not. We are right regardless of what you say.
Doesn't matter.
We are right.
We get to kill you. That's how right we are.
This is war now.
Bro,
like this, that's crazy.
Who was that said that?
That was our good old friend Chabo. Yeah, it was our good old friend Chabo. We had a conversation last night.
Bro.
And it was
that's so he learned about etymology.
Yeah, so definitely. Ooh,
etymology?
Yeah,
etymology is the study of words.
Yes,
sir.
I'm trying to get myself.
Yeah, it's super real.
Do you? I see you got a lot of books.
Yeah.
I didn't. I don't walk around and just say.
But you're supposed to go to someone's house and look at their books, though.
Yeah, that's true.
That's expected behavior.
Let me tell you something.
That's why you put books out. To show niggas how smart you are. Am I right? Am I right? Am I wrong though?
Real talk. No, you're right.
That's why.
You're right. Real talk. A lot of folks have a lot of books, but never read them. They just want them there.
You and I both. I ain't read those books, bro. But that doesn't mean I'm not gonna flex on you. I read some of them.
But let me tell you something though. No.
Oh come on! No one reads all their books in their damn cabinet.
You did,
except for Bill Gates. Bill Gates is the only one I know that read. What does he read? 3 books a day or 5 books a day or something like that.
He locked himself away and was reading books, which was cool but weird at the same time.
Yeah, but anyway, like as I was saying, I walked in and I saw the books. I'm just like,
it worked. Damn straight, bro.
All right,
it worked.
I was like, but I wanted to look for one book. And I wanted to see if it's actually the Black's Law Dictionary. I was trying to see if you had that. because I'm trying to find somebody with it.
Timu got that.
Oh, he do.
Facts, man. All Moors got that. That's the thing. Every time, like Moors, think about the Moors. Like every time you talk about it, they talk about dictionary. They talk about the Black's Law Dictionary. Yeah, because that's what they do.
Yeah.
So your boy got it.
But yeah, definitely in there you find the real definition of words, man. Real definition.
That's a really big dictionary, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And a lot of volumes too.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
A lot of volumes.
Yeah,
like
like an encyclopedia.
I couldn't just cop one for like $50.
No, but there's some from what I was told. One of them that depending on what you're trying to find out at that moment. But at that time, I was trying to find out about a little bit more about birth certificates and certain words they use on the birth certificate.
Understood.
With the straw man meaning all these things.
Oh,
right? So I was told
you're getting into really deep stuff, bro.
Volume 23 is what I was told to cop if you're trying to figure out everything what's going on with all that.
Understood.
But truthfully, I want to collect them all. You know, I want to collect them all, and I want my children to read them.
Yeah.
You know how folks be like, oh, they put their kids on punishment. That's what my kids gonna do. Once they
read the dictionary,
once they learn how to read, I'm there.
Hey, no, don't play like that's actually one of the things that my dad had to
smart,
do.
bro.
Yeah,
your dad had you read the dictionary?
We had to do words in the dictionary because when he was younger, his dad used to have him go through the encyclopedia.
That's genius.
Like he had like a whole levels of the encyclopedia, and they would
that's genius.
They would have to.
That's good punishment.
Bro.
Yeah, you feel me? I was I feel like that's the best way.
That's the best
strength of the mind, bro.
Yeah,
like, come on,
that's
now.
the best way.
Best pun.
And you can't you can't close the book until you can tell me at least 5 words and what they mean.
This is genius. This is good. You know, this is parenting bars. Yeah. Absolutely, because you're getting you're replacing what you've determined to be bad behavior, with discipline and knowledge.
But here's the thing too. Like one thing that I've been learning about being. I'm saying like.
And I'm keeping tabs on you, by the way. Go on.
We still got to talk about the dimension.
I was just making sure. Go on with what you're going to say, because I know it's good. But I'm not going to skip. That's not something we get to skip. But go on. Good. But don't lose what you're talking about. I'm just letting you know.
Knowledge.
Yes, go on.
Knowledge is such a beautiful thing in the sense, like, because of my background and my educational background, there's certain things that I don't remember everything, but there's certain things that like now are starting to line up with my understanding, right? With like parenting and like my experiences parenting. And then I had to get reminded by actually watching some parents. I think I told you about one of them last time on Instagram, and I guess what should be considered like a conscious parent.
Yeah.
I don't think that's such a bad thing, but like being conscientious about your parenting, like about what you're doing.
How
right?
could
I was just like, wait. I was like,
if you're not conscious about parenting, then your child's going to end up with the
exact same.
You had.
That's
literally,
true. A generational.
You have to. You learn from your past.
Absolutely.
Literally, you learn from your past.
And you pushing your past on your child.
Yeah, that's a big
that's what
problem.
I was going to try to come up
straight up.
Yes.
I'm speaking from experience.
Yes, but that's what I was talking about at the beginning. Like all those things, bro. Like I said, the whole cycle.
It's just like it's
a whole thing. Yeah. Like having the experience with my kids, watching those videos now. Me,
3 of them. Let's get some data. We got 3 babies. How old are your babies?
Twins that are 4, and then a baby that just turned 1.
And sex is what we got.
I was like, what? Yes, sex is how they got here. Yes. Oh yeah, no.
I understand.
2 girls,
all too well, unfortunately. Yeah, damn. Yeah, we 3 babies. Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, you are. We all of us understand.
The birds and the bees.
Yeah, damn straight.
I hope so.
Continue anyway.
Still really weird. That still don't make no sense. As I got older, I was
the birds and the bees.
Why a bird and a bee?
I don't even know is there a formal story?
I'm sure
it came from somewhere.
I don't know. I never heard this actual story of the birds and the bees. I just know people say birds.
I was like, yeah, trying to talk about the birds and the bees. I was like,
okay, I don't know.
Yeah, that's always that's where it goes, right? Right. That's what I was just like.
What are we talking about?
The birds and the bees.
Like, okay, the stingers.
Are we talking about pollination? Because you think about it, the birds they eat, like all the from the nut trees and whatnot, and they'll poop and they'll let it go, right?
Yeah.
And the bees would come along with that same flower and they get the nectar and the pollen from that. I don't know if that's the same way, but I don't know.
That's genius.
Very intelligent.
I don't know.
That was
Okay,
very
regardless if that's why, that's fucking genius.
That
what you
was
just did.
smart.
I'm not too sure.
That was
Bro.
really good. That
Damn.
was wow. I didn't even get there.
Yeah, I didn't
Wow, bro.
Only because you guys were like, "What is the story of it?" I don't know the story, but it to think about the logic of it, like,
I feel like that description is too good to be true. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
that's
I
what
think
I
you
don't
might have that could just be you. You could copyright that, bro. You know
No,
what I'm
you
saying?
definitely
I don't,
should.
because
That
I've
makes
definitely
sense.
never heard that, and that's like, wow, that's so it's deep on so many levels. Yeah. Could you say it again? You explain it. I want to hear it. No, if you can.
Well, yeah. So as I was saying,
on.
it's like we know that the birds fly around, they eat
We'll
the
get back to you.
seeds from.
I'm just like
from
I'm really conducting like okay.
They eat seeds from
Yeah.
different plants and certain things like that.
Yeah.
And when they fly, they poop and they let it out, and then you get that growth from there, and you get the bees that come along and spread the rest of it. Because think about it, even orange trees have flowers and stuff, so the bees go through there.
Bro, that
and
tripped
it's not
me out.
only it's not only the flowers that we see all the
Facts,
time
man.
that they get their pollen from, and I think it's just pollination and understanding what pollinating really is,
Man.
Yeah.
In the entire life cycle of life
Yeah,
and death.
exactly. It just it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, please, y'all.
Hey, I'm turning into a tree.
Turn into a tree.
I've already had visions about it.
I understand.
I'm a go into the ground. I'm a give my body so that it could turn into a tree.
Is that what you saw in one of the dimensions?
Yeah.
No, that's
Thank you
actually
for bringing us
not.
back.
So we're going
But
to that one.
No, we're not, because you were talking about something. You were finishing what you were just talking
Okay,
about.
so to jump back. So having children,
Thank you,
having
yeah.
my background in, I would say, child development and education, and my experiences, and watching these videos that have reminded me of what I truly want to do.
Yeah.
Like even jumping back to being a kid and being like, I'm never gonna be like this. I'm never
Absolutely.
gonna do this to my kids, and turn around and still doing the same damn thing, and then be
The
like,
exact same thing.
but like like once you get to a certain point, you start to realize. I think like what it really started hitting me was with the corporal punishments. Once it started being like the
Spankings.
corporal punishments, I think it started like, and then like my kids are hella strong, and it was like one time I was realizing like my daughter, like they're so dope. They teach me so many things. All three of them.
I remember what I asked you. Yeah, we talked about the sexes of your
Yes.
children. So
Twin girls
twin girls,
and then a boy.
a boy who's with us right now, sleeping
Sleeping.
on the floor. Okay. Continue.
So one, I was like realizing that like when I would spank, it wouldn't calm the situation down like when I was a kid.
When
Like
you
when
would
we
spank,
got smacked, like
Yeah,
it was a wrap. Like you stop making noises.
Yeah.
You stop, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then that's not
It's a
the
game.
case.
It shut it down.
Louder. It like goes to a whole nother elevation. Like a whole nother level. It's
Facts.
just not, it doesn't matter how hard, nothing like, and I'll just be sitting there like, so do I go more? Like
That
I don't
didn't
understand.
work.
Like what?
Yeah.
And then I got to a point I was like, this is really uncomfortable.
Facts.
This is really like
Facts.
where does it come from? Like, okay, like, all right, no.
Yeah.
To like, nah, you beating. Like you just like win.
I'm going
like,
to
you
use
just, like,
I'm going to use violence to
Yeah,
suppress. I'm going to use
doesn't
violence.
work.
It's
You know what-
violence.
You know
That
what?
doesn't
It's
work.
Violence.
But do you know what crosses my mind every time? And sorry, you know what crosses my mind every time?
Yeah.
Is I have gotten to that level is thinking, isn't this what bad people do? I'm like, and I think of like traffickers and all that type of stuff. What would they do to your kids?
They beat their-
to
they beat their ass.
them,
They beat them.
tell them things like you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't say nothing to me.
Yeah.
Oh, you talk back to me.
Yeah.
What's the worst thing you could do to your child to tell them that they have no voice, that they can't protect themselves against you?
Yeah.
Right? Like what is that?
Yeah.
What is that?
Someone
The-
who's significantly bigger and strong.
bigger
It's not
and stronger,
It's not
but
a
they're
fair
supposed to
fight.
love you.
Yeah.
They're supposed to love
They're
you.
supposed to love you.
Right?
Yeah.
So what are you teaching them? So like that person, like I always like all of a sudden like I see myself in that evil person and I'm just like, oh no.
God.
And I'm just like, I can't do this anymore. Like there has
Yeah.
to be another way. And those like
There
videos
is.
came at like the perfect time because I was just like, because then you like, you know, when you're trying to transition and do something better, it doesn't always work out like how you envisioned your mind. So then you start thinking like, oh, I'm failing. So obviously this ain't working. So we got to do something else. No, sometimes it just takes a little more effort and time.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it was. It's like I saw those videos and I was like, it was a reassurance, right?
You remember her name? Is it good?
I will send it to you.
Okay.
It's on Instagram.
We talked about her last time, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
We just mentioned she was a black woman.
Really, she's a black woman. She has twin girls.
Yeah.
And I think
and
she
she's
might
light
have
skinned.
kids.
She's light skinned. I remember.
Yeah.
She's light skinned.
And like,
that's all we got.
She seems like very loving, but she reminds me. She was like, you know, the best thing that I could do for my child is to be present with them, to give them my energy, and they come first, and let them know that they come first, right? And that, like, we weren't able to make our flight. We were supposed to be going to do a Hidden Healthy. Like, I shouldn't even be here right now, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I watched that video and just had put my phone down and just ended up having, like, a peaceful day with my kids. Like, I was just like, what the fuck? Like, when's the last time I sat here not antsy, being like, oh, there's something else I got to do. Okay, we got to hurry up. Okay, they can't play. Okay, they can't get dirty, or they can't. And then, okay, maybe I could go on my phone to kind of like clear my anxiety. No, that's making it worse.
That's what we do.
Okay, what I'm searching for. And then my kids are like, I want your attention. And then they start acting up. They're not acting up. They want to get your attention. One of the things I learned in school is that whatever you focus on, that's what your child is going to do, because that's how they get your attention. So that if I could get your attention by doing something that you don't like, that's what I'm going to keep doing. Not because I'm a bad kid, but because I want your attention. And this is the only way I'm going to get it. So whether I get your bad attention and you're mean to me, whether I get your good attention, it doesn't matter, because I got your attention.
Facts.
And even as an adult, you do that.
Facts. Absolutely. Especially within the parameters of relationship. Facts. Super facts.
But if you're not going to listen to me, well, I'm going to be mad about this now. Oh, I'm going to say things about this now. Oh, okay, now you want to argue with me and da-da-da. And that's when they walk away, your feelings are so hurt. You're like, but that's not what I wanted.
Yeah, that's not what I wanted.
How the hell you expect a child to be able to communicate that to you verbally unless you teach them?
Absolutely. You're spitting facts.
I'm just saying.
Facts.
I have been taught so much being a parent that I never was like, oh, I'm going to be a parent so they could teach me. I was like, I just want somebody to love me. Like, I really, like, at 16, I was like, really, after watching 16 and Pregnant and watching some other movies, don't let your kids watch that shit. I was like,
that's poison.
It is. It's trash.
It's trash.
It's trash. It's really trash.
That's
and
MTV
I have to
that's
thank
messed
God. They should. They should.
It's child. It's children.
Packs, bro.
You're making money off children getting pregnant,
bro.
Packs.
Not even and they kept having kids. They're 16.
That's savagery.
And you making money off of it.
And sometimes they had people that were over 16. Okay. Hold up. Sometimes the dudes were over 16.
Some of them were dating dudes in college.
That's savage. Okay, that's
bro. This is. I was like, and MTV is playing this. Y'all got seasons. Oh my God!
I was tied up into that stuff, bro. I was watching that stuff.
Understood.
And then I was really like, oh well, if I can find something that can actually love me.
Teen pregnancy skyrocketed.
It did. They were making packs.
Oh God! Wait, packs. Wait, hold on. I didn't know about this.
You didn't hear about those 16-year-old girls? It was like 5 to 10 girls that made a pact to get pregnant.
We're gonna.
They purposely got mother effing pregnant.
What's wrong with America,
dude? Damn.
What's this?
Some were like because they want to be on TV.
I'm sorry.
To answer your question, this is what's wrong. One of the many things, but definitely. No,
because we don't. I was like, we ain't talking about loving ourselves. We can't push that.
No.
We're not talking about like saying good things and being nice to each other.
For attention. For attention.
I said realities.
But I'm glad you mentioned about beating your children. That it. For us, this generation children, it doesn't work. It amplifies the situation. They scream more. They do more of what you don't want them to do. And
how powerful of them, by the way.
No, they're different. I shut up. I was like, you know what? Okay, you hit me. I'm sad. I'm in my feelings. I'm gonna go to my room and hate you. I'm gonna hate you for like 25 minutes.
Up until I realized that you need to feed me. And then get my food.
And then I remember when that happened, I would always like pretend. I would pretend to be mad for as long as possible. And then when my mom would make me laugh, I would laugh. And then I'd try to go back to being mad because like, oh wait, I forgot I was mad.
I forgot I was mad at you.
Yeah. And then I'd be like, oh wait. And that was funny. But not only does my son specifically do this, he gets worse and screams and does more bad stuff. And then he'll be like, Daddy, that hurts my feelings. Daddy.
They are different. My kid says the same thing. She's like, "You hurt my feelings. Why would you do that?" I'm like,
and she started crying.
Oh God, no!
You hurt my feelings, Daddy. I'd be like,
oh God,
but you weren't listening. I'm like, and then the thing that gets me is like they start crying as soon as you tell them, "Hey, put that down. You can't play with that."
Yeah.
Right. And it was like, I was like, well, "Did I spank you?
No.
What happened?" It's like, you hurt my feelings.
Oh like, damn, that's finesse, bro.
No,
that's finesse.
No, I started.
That's finesse,
I was
bro.
falling for it. And I was like, you know what? You hurt my feelings when you don't listen.
There we go. That's how you gotta handle that shit.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Because look at the twisted. Like they on some bullshit. I'm gonna make it sound like they're victims here.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Like no, hell no. That's finesse, bro.
Right.
You gotta stop that. You ain't finna pull that card with this shit.
Like I said, brilliance. Like I said, very brilliant. Okay.
Yeah, man.
Very brilliant.
Yeah, they're gonna take over. They're gonna take over.
They definitely. It's a whole nother sphere. Like brilliant. They know how to finesse. But the thing is, it's like it's their learning process.
Yeah.
It's like that's what I'm saying. Like our interpretation of the child experience is so warped and so unrealistic.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think the reason I could see that is like even in my experience with my dad. So when you go back to people that have known you when you were younger, right?
Yeah.
And you're a different person now, right? You would agree? Like you're a different person.
Yes and no.
And you go, but
that's the reason we talked about earlier.
Yes.
No, yeah.
Yes.
You still
but
have
like
that
you still have it within you, but like you're trying to grow as a person, right?
Yeah.
Trying to elevate. So me meeting you today is different than if I met you years ago, right? 10 years ago, 15 years ago.
Oh yeah.
But your parents know you that, or the closest people know you as that, right?
Yeah.
So when you're
as
around
you were
them,
back then,
exactly. So when you were as you were back then, so when you're around them, you tend, especially if you're not fully in self, right?
Yeah.
You tend to revert back to who you were.
Who you were to make them comfortable.
Be like, you'd be like wondering in a sense comfortable, but then you start being comfortable because you don't know how to be around them either.
Yeah. As this new self.
As this new self.
Oh my
God.
God.
And being able to hold into that and being okay with staying there.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Baby
right?
still sleep. Yeah. Good. Yeah.
He's flipping himself on his side to go back to sleep.
Oh, good.
So like,
yeah.
I remember my cousin. She was like, "I've never seen a baby do that. He like turned on his side and go to sleep." And I was like,
He's like, I'm not comfortable. Let me move over. Yeah. Most babies
do your thing, bro.
No, I just think it's like
just
safety-wise.
don't wake up. I remember, yeah, when they're in the bed and you hear them move and like you're like you go out and it's like, okay, don't wake up. You freeze. It's like, okay, all right.
You be in the worst position, so every time you gotta freeze, and like this is really uncomfortable.
Yeah, don't move. Okay.
Breathe.
No crying. Or they whimper and you're like, okay, he's tripping.
Yeah.
That game where you just like on, man. All the time, bro. All the time. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Exactly. It's like, okay, shh. Wait. Wait for it.
Like, oh, man. No. He does this every night. Hold on. Wait. It just be that one night.
It's a wrap. Now I've got to do. Now I gotta do.
Now I'm obligated.
Yeah. Now I
gotta commit now.
Right.
Now I might have to heat a bottle, diaper. Fuck. Just cost some work. Just cost some work.
I just be like, let me just cut all that anxiousness and intensity off and just go ahead and just.
No, but sometimes
Sometimes. I said sometimes.
Yeah.
I said sometimes. Other times. Wait. Jump back.
Yeah,
We're having a beautiful conversation.
Yeah. No, you were spitting bars is really what was going on. But continue. Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah.
So you don't know how to be, right?
Yeah.
And this is something that I've been learning this year. Is I was like trying to figure out like why the heck do I keep having these same experiences with my family? Why do I keep every single time, like no matter what I do, no matter how I heal, how I grow, no matter when I come back, it's the same thing. And then I started being like, well, they're the problem, obviously, right? Because I'm changing, I'm growing. They have to be the problem because they stay the same, right? So I'm over here like, well, I got to distance myself from y'all. So you leave, yada, yada. Time goes by. And you start going back and then you experience something again and you're just like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
And then you start to realize, how did I act in that situation? the triggers.
Yeah.
How did I take it?
Yeah.
Was it really that?
Yeah.
Why does it seem like nobody else is impacted by it but me?
That's right.
Why do I always feel like the victim in the situation?
Yeah.
Why, you know what I mean? You start to like really start to process, and then you start to realize like, so if I acted differently, would it change anything?
Yeah.
Then you start to experiment, right? You got a little hypothesis going, you know, make it a little fun for you.
Yeah.
And you go back into it, not starting the experiment, the experience, right? You go into it, you go into the experience, it's familiar, it's not positive. You're just like, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But you still stay true to yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I want to say, like, in my experience, it was with peace and patience. And me reminding myself, do you want to be at peace? Stay at peace. And it was like me coming at myself hard. Like,
Yeah.
is this what you want? If this is what you want, you better stay there.
Yeah.
And don't let nobody shake you out of it.
Yeah.
Is this what you want? And coming into it, have the whole experience, and I almost got taken out. I almost got taken out. I almost let myself, like...
By yourself.
Like, I almost allowed myself to get pulled into...
Babe. Oh. Baby's up. Baby's up. Oh, that's good for him. Oh, he's going to join us.
She's like, where am I?
What is his eyes are open. Yeah.
Why it's so bright in here?
Oh, wow. All right. Game time. Game time. All right.
He's like, so what is this?
I was like, what is happening?
He's here. Hey, buddy. Yeah. There we go.
So
this is what it is. That's right.
This is life.
This is life. That's right.
He's been on podcasts before. Since he was in the belly.
We showing the full spectrum. This is what it is. We still got shit to do, right? He's got to eat. Yeah, facts.
So, you want to know like the experience? Okay, so
yeah, go.
People was in a bad mood. The bad mood was then taken out on us, and I started interpreting it as me not being loved and me being like the outsider and all this type of stuff. I started like taking it inside like that. And I was like, I really don't like this feeling.
Yeah.
And then it started being to push on my kids. And then I was like, this is triggering. It's definitely triggering. It reminded me of my childhood very, very hard right now.
Yeah.
I'm not about to let them feel this.
Yeah.
So I spoke to them calmly, because before I would have started fussing at them, taking out on them, throwing a fit, acting out on the other person and all this type of stuff. And I just was like, I don't understand what's going on here. This is where you told me to be.
Yeah.
This is where we are.
And this is immediate family, right?
Yes.
Okay, understood.
I was like, this is where we are. I'm only abiding by your rules. Where would you like us to be? Outside? Why would I take them outside? That doesn't make any sense to me. They just showered. So I don't, and then they started raising their voice. I'm like, I don't know why you're raising your voice to me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, what is, I don't know what's going on. And I could feel like the back of my eyes like welling up, because I was like hurt.
Yeah.
So then starting to realize like why my actions would be lash out is coming from hurt, right? Because know that the underlying anger is let's say like a surface thing, right? There's all these other stuff that are underneath it. Absolutely. That's not your knee jerk. Like your normally is hurt. Normally is what leads to the anger, right?
Yeah. Fear.
There's a lot of different stuff.
Yeah, fear is the baseline of every negative emotion. It's like, right. It's fear.
So, so I'm asking these questions. I see them start to question themselves, and then they just like look at me, and they're like, "I just got this," and I was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
Let me take this away. Like, I haven't. My kids start asking me questions like, why is this being taken away? But we don't want to send them forward. We just showered and all this stuff. Yeah. And
wait,
I was
what's
like,
this? What got taken away?
Oh, chairs.
Oh, okay, understood.
So then I was just like, they just got it. They don't want it to get dirty. Understandable. Just, I know you guys just showered. Okay, maybe we could sit on this. Okay, this is older. You could come sit on this. Blah blah blah. So I like resolved that with them. My next knee jerk, I started getting overwhelmed with emotion, and my peace started to leave.
Yeah.
That I started to be like, F this. Give me my shit back. I was about to be like, I was so done. Like, I was like, give my shit back. Don't call me no more. Don't ever think that you could talk to me again.
Yeah.
We're ceasing to exist to you, and this whole experience will never, ever happen again.
Yeah.
And I was about to be out.
Pretty
I was about to, right.
Pretty dramatic.
Really dramatic.
Little dramatic. I'm gonna cut off relationship with you forever because of this one specific incident. Little dramatic.
I was like, there was like a whole lot of other stuff.
I understand,
but like, yeah.
And
then I like stood there and I like about to start climbing the stairs, and I was like,
I feel you.
I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do this.
Good.
We're not doing this.
No, we're not.
And chose something different. Almost started to lash out a little bit.
Yeah,
I did a little bit, and then I was like, I brought myself back, and I'm like, okay,
right.
You're gonna just have to process this at a different time.
That's right.
But what that brought me is that I left it alone, stayed in myself in peace, was still gearing up to go, and then a bit later, they came down, explained themselves, and was like, I'm sorry, I was stressed about this. I just got this, and I'm sorry.
Boom.
And I was like,
yeah. Yep.
Still hurt, in my hurt place, I was still like, I'm still going to stand over here because it was still unwarranted on your part.
Understood.
Though I acted good this time, it was still not okay.
Yeah, of course.
So I was still like, all right, I see you and I appreciate your apology.
Yeah.
But if I would have done and went with my emotions,
absolutely,
and my triggers, that could have been really, really, really bad.
Yeah. You
like something that
you could have left and said you're never coming back, and then you'd have
it would have been worse than that.
Oh, you gonna hit somebody?
Oh no, that.
Oh,
I don't think it would get to that point again.
Understood.
But
okay, I'm sorry.
No,
Understood.
it would just be like, I really genuinely think I would have went through with not talking to them again.
Okay, understood.
And that's a lot for me. Like, if you talk to people, like, I'm the one like, okay, you start acting right things and we start squashing stuff, I'm cool.
Yeah.
I genuinely think that I would have just been like, I'm done. Like, I'm just not entertaining this shit. I guess I'm going about this by myself.
Facts.
But I'm so grateful I didn't, because one, it taught me I'm a lot stronger than my emotions.
Yes, you are.
And I can get peace.
Yes, you can.
And the peace will come, but you also have to have faith.
Absolutely.
Because I let it be. I was just like, God, like, you got this, because I don't anymore.
You got to give it up. You got to give it up. And then the thing about like those inclinations to jump in and get ratchet, we all got them. And it's literally like magnetism, right? Like, it's very hard to keep two opposite poles of magnets separated. Separated. It's very, it's very difficult because that's what you're feeling when you have your triggers. That's what makes them triggers, is that they get activated. And so it takes spiritual fortitude to be able to be like, oh, I feel the trigger. I want to put in some work. I want to put in some work right now on these niggas, right? But to actually feel that, and at the same time be like, do exactly what you did, which is remove yourself objectively and be like,
I had to breathe, guys. I had to breathe.
You took a breath, and you had to be like, you had to take an objective mathematical calculation and be like, this reacting, like, let's be real, reacting. It's reacting. It's not being, it's purely reacting from a negative emotion. Reacting like this is not going to serve my immediate short-term to long-term interests. So because of that, I'm going to chill. I'm going to take a breath. This lets me know that there's something here powerful that I need to process. So we're going to put that motherfucker on the back burner. I'm not going to forget about it. I'm going to put it back here. And I'm going to act as if I'm going to act in my best my best form.
Because I started thinking about it, I was like, so if you go up here and do this, where are you going to shower?
There you go. There you go.
So where were you going to go realistically?
Yeah.
Where were you going to go? So to weigh my options, it's like, you know what? You're right on it.
This is, and I'm glad, this is a really good example of just, it's maturity. It's maturity. It's maturity, being able, spiritual, mental maturity and discipline that you've gotten just through experience, and you realize experience. It's growth, and no doubt about it. We got 3 kids, both of us. Like it's just that helps. Because it gives you the understanding of consequences of decision. For example, like we were talking about earlier, if I beat him, it's going to make it worse for me. So it doesn't serve my immediate interest to hit my children because it's making my job hard. Right. That's all, from my point of view. From my point of view, you feel me?
And
from my point of view,
not even it's not enjoyable. That sounds like weird, but like it's not an enjoyable experience. Like to put your hands in general, just to have to put your hands on anybody is not I know there's weird people that enjoy stuff like that. It's not an enjoyable experience.
No.
To see somebody like hurt that you care about, somebody that you help create. Like why? Like when you look at them in their eyes, like how do you not feel sad? Like
it's terrible.
You wouldn't even want anybody else to hurt them. So or put their hands on them. Like why would you do that?
Why would you someone that they love more than anything? It's
that's
more than anything.
That's something.
God. We are God to our children.
I've been told that before.
Crazy. Facts. We are we're God to our children. Yes. And God's gonna beat my ass?
I mean,
God is going to use violence to suppress me?
Wow, now that you say that, hold up.
It has happened, right?
Yeah.
I mean, according to some scriptures, some biblical stories,
True.
It has happened.
A lady got turned to salt.
It was right. I mean,
he flooded the earth, right? So he punished,
but not because niggas threw crackers on the ground. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you on that. I feel you on that. But they did destroy everything he created for them.
I understand. According to the scriptures, I understand.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like your kids, like you made your dinner and they just put it all over the floor.
That bullshit.
Yeah.
That, bruh. Like,
but it's exploration.
Bruh.
It's true.
I don't give a fuck what it is. I don't give a fuck what you call that bullshit, but bruh. Oh, no. Hell no, bro. Hell no.
And that's when you teach them how to clean up after themselves.
Oh, there we go. That's what you do. No, you finna clean this.
Early.
With your face.
I'm so done.
Wow, I'm not laughing at that.
I'm so done. Wait,
God.
No, but for real, what I've learned is if I could have patience for grown freaking adults who are supposed to be able to understand, know themselves better, and all this type of stuff, how do I not have that patience and that fortitude to not go off on my kids?
Exactly.
Right? Like if I can talk to adults and take a deep breath and be like, all right, so, and talk them through stuff. How can I not have that same focus and attentiveness to my children, even on my worst times?
Because your triggers are overwhelming. That's literally the answer to it.
I would say that, Because even I told you when I started freaking out when they started grabbing on me and calling my name. Yeah. I was realizing that was something, and it happened I think a day later. All my kids started climbing on me, and they were all crying or saying "mommy," and I started grabbing on me and started weighing on me, and I started getting hot, and I started to freak out. Yeah. And normally I'd be like, "Get off of me," go like that, and I was like, "Wait, what is going on? Why are you not screaming like that?" That's a little extreme. Yeah. But more okay, I need y'all to get off of me. I'm starting to freak out. But I'll start communicating I'm freaking out. I'm getting hot. I need you guys to give me space. Mommy needs room. Yeah. But I started to be what is going on there? And that's what started making me really think about Sunday, which is why is it that? And that's when I started touching base of my experience in the past. Yeah. Why am I so triggered when that? Why is that so triggering to have people waiting on me or people grabbing on me or me being restricted or me starting to feel hot and overwhelmed and having a lot of loud noises, a lot of sensory stuff going on. Yeah, you were getting stimulation. You were getting re-stimulated. Crazy. Re-stimulated. You had a lot of stuff oh man, there's a lot of stuff. Yeah. So it's just is and then thinking back to, gaining peace again is that sometimes, like you were saying, we'll be running full speed ahead, even though we know that we need to be back here, and we just keep running and running and running and running and hoping that it'll just all catch up and get better. But it gets worse and worse and gets further away. And then it's what if I would have just sat down and been all right, Anna, what do you need right now? Yeah. Do you need some love? Do you need some patience? Do you need some silence? Yeah. And not have cared if people were going to look at me weird. Yeah. Not have cared if people would start asking me questions. Not have cared if I would have just dipped and somebody would be like, hey, where'd you go? Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
What if I would have been okay with honoring myself?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And
the situation would have been better.
Yes.
We know that. After the fact, obviously.
Yes. But it was because of that that I learned that.
Absolutely.
So it's not a bad thing that I experienced it.
Experience is the best teacher.
Right.
Yeah.
It taught me. And sometimes I'm hard-headed. So
yeah, no. Oh, we all are. We all are. And it's the thing is like, are you going to be able to respond, not react, respond in a better fashion next time? That's the real question. And you brought up a really good point about being around family and reverting to who you were back then so that they're comfortable,
and yourself.
Right? But it's family is inarguably, I would say, maybe arguably and inarguably, is the most re-stimulative environment for all of us, like going back home, because all of the stuff, and you just gave a textbook example, like an actual example of what happens, the type of stuff that happens. It's always stimulation, because when you have siblings, mother, father, all the stuff getting beat, like, and that you don't talk about or deal with, all of these things, there's so many triggers and re-stimulations in that environment. So everyone's just kind of on eggshells, and it doesn't take much to set off a war, as you experience. Right. It doesn't take much at all with families. So instead of what we do, and I'm talking about me, my own family, is like, instead of confronting all of these little incidences that I had growing up, like, hey, Dad, remember that time you beat the fuck out of me? You know what I'm saying? Like, remember that time I punched my brother for no reason? Like, all of those stuff. Like, instead of talk,
moments,
all those. There's so many,
right?
Because you lived together for 18 years.
Right,
it's a long time, long time. So instead of actually processing that, longer than that, processing that, we go home and then we set each other off, like, like. It's like a metaphor of like a bunch of mouse traps and ping pong balls, right?
Mousetrap the game.
God, just throw a bun.
Because it's like those movies where like the family reunions.
Yeah.
And somebody would say something, they'd be like, "Oh, so you want to talk?" And they just be like, "Boom, boom." Well, why you gotta say that? Boom, boom, boom. Everybody just setting each other off. I'm like, "Oh, so are we happy now?"
Yeah, exactly.
Just all pissed each other
Ain't
off.
nobody process shit. You just clapped at each other and proved to each other that I am right. War. We are right.
We are right.
That's it.
That's right.
Okay. What did you solve? Nothing. Literally nothing. You proved to your own self that you are right to yourself. Congratulations. Right? That's literally it.
Hella lonely.
Yeah. You're by yourself. Yeah. And you're still gonna get re-stimulated next time. But my point is, instead of processing these incidents with our family, we go home, we either set each other off or watch TV. That's it. There you go.
Low-key,
that's why TVs are nice.
You know what sucks though? Because I always wanted, like, have you guys ever watched Seventh Heaven?
My mom watched that.
I watched it, but I'm gonna tell you something. I can't remember an episode, but I know I watched Seventh Heaven.
So cheesy, man.
Okay, I just love that they loved. Hey, the WB was my stuff, bro. It was hella my stuff.
Yeah.
It could have been a whole lot of other stuff, but it was definitely like I used to love watching WB. Like, that was my thing, bro. And coming home to be like after 3:00 to watch all the cartoons and stuff like that years before that was the best.
What was you about to say about
WB used to be a station. It's like CW now, right?
CW,
yeah.
Seventh Heaven.
Yeah.
So back to Seventh Heaven.
Yeah.
So what I loved is that they always came together as a family, and all of them loved each other. Like,
true.
On the show, they genuinely loved. I don't know about real life, but on the show, they genuinely loved each other, and that was the thing that I always got from it. Like, I was like, oh, that's what I think. One of the reasons, besides the fact that a few people in my family have like a bunch of kids, that I wanted like a bunch of kids, because I'm like, oh my God, it always goes back to love. Like, I always wanted things to be like love. Like, I always wanted love around me. What I perceived love was, I guess. And unconditional. I guess it's like, always know that the people are going to be there no matter what, and all that type of stuff. And I think that's what I always got from it. It could have been hella cheesy, but I just loved watching that. Like, they always were there for each other, and I was like,
I ain't mad at that. I just didn't exactly see my reality depicted in Seventh Heaven.
Bro, I feel you. That's true. But hey, that's what those kids, when they be like trying to watch something else to come out your life. To be like, oh, this isn't my reality, but I wish that was. I'm going to live in here. Yeah. And when people be lying when they grow up and be like, oh, I was actually my dad. He was no, he was not.
Yeah.
Your dad lived on this and it'd be like that. I never did that because I didn't really believe in lying like that.
Real.
Really?
You didn't see TV? People do that.
Wow, that's
I mean,
terrible.
TV depicts some truths.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some truths.
Some truths.
Some truths.
Yeah, but it's funny. We go get that whole feeling from wanting to go back to who you were to make yourself comfortable and others comfortable. Specifically, that it's old friends and family, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then but I've tried to really just figure out like why do I feel the need to do that? Because am I ashamed of showing these people who I am now?
There could be that.
Yeah.
It could
Is
be
that
that.
what it is?
It could be. I think it's the unknown.
Ooh. Yeah.
The unknown.
Like
Like I could be this new person and not know how people are going to react to it.
What if they don't like me now?
Yes.
I think that's what they comes down to. What if they don't like me? Yeah.
I mean, should that matter?
Of course it shouldn't matter.
It shouldn't.
It shouldn't matter, but that of course, that's a rational, objective point of view. Though. We don't act like that.
And I could say this because I'm asking because there's certain times like I think about the way that I have changed. I don't want to say changed, the way I have grown. That when you go back to old friends or old family members,
bro,
everything's like, why would I want to be that person again?
Facts, man.
And I'm praying that you have grown some as well. And if you have not, well,
that's a problem.
That's a problem.
That's a problem.
I personally don't feel like I should repress myself or go back to who I was when I'm around certain people. Either if I shouldn't be with those folks, I no longer speak with them.
Yeah.
Or if it's family members, like I lessen.
Yeah.
Lessen the experience.
Yeah, the experience with them. I take less time with them because I don't want to revert back into that way.
Yeah.
Especially because the environment that you're in kind of pulls you back in.
Absolutely.
And that's why a lot of folks, like when rappers talking about, I moved out the hood, and other folks looking at it, I was like, hey, why you moved out the hood? You say this and this and that. I was like, well, I gotta move out.
I got it. Look at how y'all's acting.
I'm saying not only just look at how y'all acting. It's like that's a lot of greed.
Facts, man.
Number one killer among black folks is greed.
I mean, bro. Facts.
Is jealousy and greed.
I'm gonna say greed or envy. Yeah,
envy.
Man. Envy is probably bigger than greed.
Envy,
bro.
Envy.
I mean, even in
I apologize. I said greed. I'm sorry.
It's
envy, jealousy, and envy.
Envy.
Yeah.
Envy.
But white people got that too.
They do.
They do.
They just have more. They have more capital.
Yeah. It's just. It's
They just
sad.
do it differently.
Yeah. Exactly.
I don't know, man. It's kind of.
Or are they just underhanded with it?
And they weren't enslaved.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. I don't think they have any. I don't think they have any envy. I think they just, with all due respect, I just feel like it's hatred within.
Understood.
And it's not hatred of us; it's hatred within themselves.
Yeah, that's real.
Like it's something about themselves that they do not like, that they see in others.
Yeah.
And I personally feel that that's what it is. Not saying is the real definition, the reason why.
Yeah.
I feel that is the reason.
Yeah.
That for instance, think about it. Like, a lot of folks think about it's like, well, why do you want what are they talking about?
Reparations.
Reparations, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of folks talking about value like money and things like this. Well, I think reparations should be the land that you stole from us.
Yeah, there we go.
The land that you told us that we're going to have.
Start there.
I was like,
start there.
Exactly. Yeah. I think that's where I'm talking about getting something back. Facts. I'm like, don't forget I'm not going to say mine because I'm from Jamaica, but our people worked to build this nation.
Yeah.
And we have nothing to show for
it. Literally nothing to show for it.
Nothing, like, we literally build this nation. I was like, how's that possible? Well, think about it. Well, I'm going to say we picked cotton.
Yeah.
Right? That made a revenue for you, but we didn't get anything from that, right? And you built off of that, and it kept going and kept going, and passed it on to your children's children who had done no work at all.
Yeah, facts, man. Facts.
But yet we have nothing to show for it. And then when we got our quote unquote freedom, we had to start from
big. Those are big ass quotes.
Yeah,
too,
yeah. Like I'm talking about it's like arm quotes.
And I say it's not freedom because there's no land.
Well, yeah.
You can't be free without land, bro.
And not only that, psychologically, we're not free.
No, not at all.
A lot of people we're still
dependent.
Stuck in,
we dependent. We expect masters to take care of us, bro.
Exactly. So,
Yeah, all good points, man. Yeah, but. We went to reparations. We could talk 7 episodes on that in and of itself. But this phenomenon of like reverting back to who you were, and it's the whole reason why if you're doing something non-conventional, whether starting your own business, the people closest to you are never going to be your biggest fan.
This is true.
You know exactly.
I've seen it before.
No, absolutely. And why is that? Because their benchmark of you is who you were yesterday. So anything you do that's in defiance of who you were yesterday threatens their idea of who you are.
Yeah, because I feel that way sometimes when you're telling somebody that's close to you about something that you're getting ready to do and you're doing it.
It's very dangerous.
It's
very dangerous.
And you're expecting a different type of reaction from them, but it's just like,
you never get that reaction.
That's great.
Or
I was like, did you hear what I just did?
Yeah.
I was like, do you not...
That's a good reaction. Most of the time, it's like, "Oh, really? Why?
Yeah.
Oh, but what about? Did you think about this?
Yeah.
Well, why didn't you do it like that? Oh, really? Why would you do that? That's what happens. It's more like that. It's like just inquisitive. They're questioning you because they're really questioning themselves about like what they aren't doing.
Right.
That's what's really happening. So whenever you're doing something that someone else isn't, they're forced to ask themselves, you're putting a mirror to their own activity, or more specifically, their own inactivity. So anytime you're doing something non-conventional, especially non-conventional stuff, you have to be you shouldn't be telling anybody.
That's true. You
really should be. You need to be telling yourself first.
Yeah.
And then you need to do it. And then you need to bring back fruit.
See,
and then you need to show them like, oh, this is what I have done.
Yes,
that's it. And would you like to buy some?
With that,
yeah.
And I have a problem with that.
With what specifically, though?
With I guess you could say following through, because I tell people a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I was once like that. I was like, oh well, you should do this, you should do that, but I haven't done it myself. And I think the thing about me is like, I read so much about it. I've seen other folks do it, and it's more of me finding someone who I believe can do a better job of executing it than I can do.
Yeah.
And I give them that information and they don't do it.
Oh, yeah.
Because I know you have the tools for it.
Yeah.
You have the resources for it.
Yeah.
I do not. Not saying that I cannot obtain it, but for you to take what I'm giving you now and move forward and propel with that, why not do it?
Yeah.
Why not do it? I don't know who told you to begin this podcasting thing, but I'm guarantee you somebody said you should do this.
Yeah.
And you ran on with it.
Yeah, I told you. Yeah.
And it was a damn great idea.
Yeah, it was. Multiple people were like, you need to have a podcast, bro.
Yeah.
You got a good voice. You need to have a podcast. Yeah. And I was like, oh, damn it, you're right. But I don't really want to do it.
Right.
I don't
but
really
it
want
turned
to.
out well.
Yeah. I don't really want to put in the work to change the trajectory of my life. That's really what I don't want to put in the work. We all like that. It's like, thing about life is routine. Life is, we get in these, that's what a job is. Job is routine, bro. Let's be real. And we have comfort in the routine of a job because it allows us certainty of knowing that it contains the certainty that a job provides puts tomorrow in a container of activity. So only stuff is going to happen from within this box.
Right.
So it's comfortable. Like you're talking about comfort and it's going to be certain. So do I want to I'll live in a box each and every day. I'll live in a cage every day.
Oh,
and the trade-off for that is like the infinity of possibilities. That's what you're selling out on. Right. That whole, we were talking about this earlier about like, the GOD, generate, operate, destroy, that exists in the infinite realm of possibilities, but you're containing yourself by putting yourself in these boxes every day.
But then that goes back, then that statement, it would go back to having faith again.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because if you sit there and just like I said, I had that experience where I was supposed to be gone and so much, literally that day, so much stress was happening and I wasn't reacting.
Yeah.
I wasn't reacting.
Yeah.
I was not reacting.
Yeah.
I was responding.
Yeah.
And staying quiet and trying to assess. And I was doing a lot better that I didn't have to like worry about later. Like, oh, did I treat somebody wrong? Now do I need to say sorry? And on top of the whole experience, right? Which makes you even more tired.
Yeah.
I had the energy to be present and stuff like that and be at peace because I wasn't reacting. I was responding accordingly to the experience. And I was staying at a level of peace. And what I just had to keep reminding myself is peace and be like, it's going to work out. There's a reason for this, right? Maybe I don't see it right now, but there's a reason for this. So what's the point of stressing it? You know, when we, like I said, like you hold on to things sometimes too tightly.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like you just be like, no, this is how it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
This is how it's supposed to go.
Yeah. Supposed to wake and go to work at 9 a.m.
With anything, yeah.
Yeah, supposed to work this job the rest of my life and retire.
Right.
That sounds like fun.
No, it does not. You work for half of your life.
Yeah.
Not even
No,
half.
more than
You work for
like
3/4 of your life.
right,
bro.
because isn't it like
You're supposed to
70 now?
you're supposed to retire at 75 years old, but the life
How you retire?
expectancy
Have you seen-
is 80 years old.
Not just
Damn.
that. Not just
That's
that.
insane.
Which that is huge, by the way. But not just that. But
That's
have
crazy.
you seen?
Work to
Have you seen?
75. That's not. I'm sorry. That's not even 3/4 of your life.
That's the majority of your
literally
life. That's like 95% of your life.
That's your life.
Yeah.
Because the life expectancy of us no longer reaches 100 like it did in biblical times. A lot of people live to 112 years old.
500.
500 years old.
Rack,
Excuse
bro.
me.
Leave until like 900.
But now our life expectancy is 80 years old.
That's 82.
80,
if you're
82.
good.
Sorry,
yeah. And if you're
82.
black, it's like 70, 70.
Yeah, you feel me? Before it was
absurd.
25.
Yeah. Yeah.
Medieval times.
That's wild.
Understood. Yeah.
That's wild. And
Yeah.
they expect you to work all that time and not and not to have
somebody
Have
anything.
you seen some 70-year-olds though? Some 60-year-olds?
And are you saying they look good or bad?
Like there's quite a few people that say, okay, when you were younger, if you were thinking about somebody being old, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I know that our thought process of old was very skewed because you remember talking about your parents and they'd be like, I'm 40. You'd be like, oh.
To me, that wasn't
But
old,
it wasn't, no. But what I'm saying is that like, when I saw like older people, it's like they were like with the cane.
That's
walking,
that
hunched
was
over,
old.
That's old. That's
you
old.
know,
That's
yeah.
just old.
That's
But the
old
thing
people.
is, it's like, but even still thinking about that, there's some people that are like 60 walking like that.
Yes. There are some people that look god awful at
their
60.
body.
Yeah.
Even
No.
Even at
body,
50.
right.
Yeah.
And you're
But
just like,
body.
whoa.
these are
weren't eating
when
the
you
right
work.
things.
Yeah. That. And then also I've worked in offices. You see office people that just worked in offices. They look
I've seen it.
terrible.
They look like their chair.
They look, bro. Facts.
You think I'm
Facts.
joking? They look like
Facts.
their chair.
They look like their chair, bro.
Yeah, I'm dead serious.
Yeah, and like that's
I've
like
seen it
damn.
before.
I
I've seen-
have never heard anybody
No,
make that.
bro, you're so right, man. This is terrifying, but that's what it is, man. That's what it is. Yeah, you lived your whole life, slaving for somebody else in the cage. Yeah, you chose the cage.
Even with working from home, I'm like, I can't do this.
Yeah, bro, I feel you.
This is crazy.
I feel you. It's crazy, bro. I'm gonna just sit stationary all day
Yeah, I'm like,
and
this
make
is
somebody else
wild.
money.
Exactly.
Watch
I'm
this
like,
man behind you, bro.
I'm not even happy.
Oh, and I'm not happy. And I'm not happy. And I don't have no time to spend this money that I'm making. Man, it's
This is
insanity.
not true.
Insanity.
If that was the problem.
Whoa. Yeah, I'm not spending the money the way I would like to spend.
Yeah.
I'm not able to invest the way I like to invest because I have to take care of these other worldly possessions that we believe that we must have in order to live. You know?
sir. Yeah.
This is wild.
It's insane. No, it's insanity. It's literal insanity.
crazy.
Yeah, and I was blessed to have experienced that insanity firsthand. I was like, yeah, that's what I went insane because I was literally practicing insanity, right? And then I was lucky enough to have experienced for what it actually is, so I know that insanity is not the move. It's not for me, bro. It's not for me.
I had a
I'm
question.
good.
Like, you heard the term "you're driving me insane,"
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I'm a little lost with that term, driving someone insane or being insane.
Yeah.
Like, what insane means that your mind is where it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So why would I not want to be insane?
Good point.
You know, I
good question.
definitely could
I'm
be looking at it the wrong way.
No.
But wouldn't.
Good question.
Right? You know, where was your sanity?
Yeah.
Someone would say that. Where's your sanity? I'm already insane. They said I've been insane for all my life.
Yeah,
I have my sanity.
I'm in my sanity.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So that question is back to etymology is what does that I in mean?
I don't know. We put it in before a lot of words.
Yeah, in.
Incompetent.
Maybe it doesn't mean in. Maybe it means something.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe it's a negation of sanity. Maybe it's Latin for like no. I don't know. I don't know. That's my guess. Luckily, we can look this up.
We're gonna look it up. We're definitely gonna look it up.
Yeah, damn. That's a good observation.
But I'm sorry. Yeah, I was.
Yeah, it's a very good observation.
You kept using the word. I'm just like, you don't seem like someone who has lost their sanity.
So when I said insanity, like you automatically just thought like but he's not. He isn't. He's insane.
Yeah, I was like,
he's insanity.
Yeah, I was like,
that's interesting.
Like, he doesn't. Yeah, I was like, this is crazy.
He's got a good way of looking at shit. Yeah. For real.
I look at stuff from afar too, and I keep quiet, man.
Yeah. That's keen.
I soak stuff
observations, bro.
And then like later on, I'll talk about it.
Yeah,
because like I dislike folks that go ahead and blurt out things without even thinking about what they're going to say. You know, they just go out and say. I was like, but wait a minute.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't think that through.
No.
Like, does that make any sense?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real. I've done that before.
Yeah, of course,
it happens. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've done it before. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying
especially when you act from emotions, you pop off. It's like you act like a fool.
Yeah, emotions.
That's what they do to you.
Emotions but lately, I've been controlling my emotions.
Congratulations, bro. Keep up the good work.
I don't want to say lately. I would say I want to say probably around the age. And I discovered a lot of things young. A lot of folks don't believe in me because it's like, how did you do that? I was like, well, when you go through some stuff and you've seen some stuff in your life, you change early, you know?
Yeah, like she was saying that earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's crazy. So
yeah,
I think around, and I'm guesstimating here, maybe around the age of 11 or 12.
That's what I was going to ask you because I never asked you what was your turning point when you realized that life was hard, right? Or like that life is not all shuntage as it seems. Yeah. So I think you're answering this question right now. Like go. Yeah.
Actually, the real answer to that is just as I mentioned before we started.
Yeah.
Was when I was 11 years old.
Yeah.
When I was 11 years old, and I seen the second plane hit the tower.
Yeah.
I was like.
Wait, you saw it on TV? You saw it in real life? Okay, yes, sir. Yeah,
I saw it on TV, and I was like, yo, we don't care about each other.
Oh, yes, sir. Absolutely.
Like as human beings, we don't care about each other. We are the only race. There's only one race.
Fifth grade.
Yeah, fifth grade.
Yes, sir.
We are the only race on this planet. And mind, as I said, there's only one race. It's the human race. We're the only race on this planet, and we don't care about each other.
Yeah.
For you to go do that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Understood.
And I was 11 years old and broke down. People thought I was crying because it was happening. I felt like that was the end of us. Like,
damn.
Like this is it. Like,
understood.
If we doing this to each other,
facts.
This is wild.
This can't continue, bro.
Yeah,
like, that's
what I'm thinking of. This is wild. It's a wrap. And as I got older, I started to see things other ways, and just like,
it's a wrap.
It's difficult,
and it is a wrap. It's just not a wrap overnight.
Yes,
because Rome wasn't built in a day. Rome didn't fall in a day, bro. Rome fell over long
decades.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Yeah, decades, bro. And like you see stuff like
centuries, but just decades.
Yeah, for real. But decades isn't long in the grand scheme of time at all. But like relative to waking up every day, like
I mean, relative to our life.
Oh yeah, it is. No,
decades
it's time.
That's the life.
It's time. So you got to look at that perspective. But so is that incident? Was that the answer to the question of when did you come to the realization? That
That
was age 11 when you saw the plane.
When I saw that second plane hit. I walked in the class. Mind you, I was late. I walked in the class and all I saw was the plane hitting the building. And I'm just like, yo, is that real?
Yeah, facts, man. Where'd you go to? This was elementary school?
Yes, elementary. I went to Washington Elementary in Hawthorne.
Okay, so you're from LA.
Yeah.
Okay, understood.
LA.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, that was wild, man.
Yeah,
it was wild. And
it was.
It just broke
that was that man. That was. I remember that day like yesterday, man.
Broke
That was
my heart.
Yeah,
broke my heart.
That was a yeah, that was a game changing experience. It was, you know, and then this
Sure was.
Yeah, and I would say like the trauma of that is very similar to the trauma we're living in now, but the trauma now is just it's over a longer period of time where it's every day. It's been over a year. People are waking up and talking about COVID deaths, and I'm like, man, that's putting in work on people. Yeah. It's driving people insane.
I think it is. Yeah. I think it is driving people insane to where people are starting to see things so they become you're insane.
You know? It's driving people to sanity. Oh, absolutely. I believe that's it's so blatant. It's just so blatant.
Yeah, it's like a lot of folks are starting to realize things. A lot. Well, I tried to tell you that, but you told me I talk too much.
Yeah. And then,
but the thing is, it's like, and then that's when we need to check our ego because we always think since we know we're supposed to be teaching until, in a sense, that we are the ones that are supposed to be enlightening because we're so smart, we're so this. Facts. But that could be the lesson to ourselves.
The fact that we're so smart. I feel like it's the fact that we are responsible for each other.
It's true, but somebody has to open the conversation to it. So, if I came to him and he didn't want to know about something, like let's say before, like
what you need to do is
what you need. You know what I mean? Like say, when he wasn't interested in learning about God, right?
Yeah.
But it's example. And me coming and me having wisdom, me having my experiences, and be like, bro, I could bestow this onto you. You know, I don't want to hear it.
I don't want to hear it.
I feel you.
You know what I mean? And what you become is like. You're starting to force feed something, like, you know.
And it's not effective.
It's not.
They ain't hungry. Why would you feed someone that's not hungry?
Exactly. And the thing is, it's like you have to show them with your essence.
They can feed themselves.
I think the biggest change that you could ever make is by you growing and having that essence.
Absolutely.
Because monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
Not monkey say, monkey do. Like, that. Do you even say that? Like I said, being a parent, like teaches you learn a lot from having experiences with children. They're going to do a lot more of what you're doing than a lot more of what you're saying.
Absolutely. And then, as we discussed, God is the process and experience of creation itself. Right? So if you want to, and the power of God is to create, if you want to create the idea of God in someone else, you need to create your own life. And that's the catalyst by which someone's going to come to God. It's not going to go, this is what God is. It doesn't work.
I say, like, the people that brought me the closest to wanting to get to that level wasn't the ones that would like be preaching like super hard or like doing like the extras.
The blatant evangelical.
And you know that they wasn't, you know,
banging. Yeah.
And that,
it was the people that like showed love.
The church.
That stuff. I didn't like that at all.
That showed love and peace. Like the ones that like, if they gave you a hug, like you felt light.
Absolutely.
Like,
you know a specific example? Give me.
Yeah. Okay. So
there you go.
There's always beautiful people around.
Oh, absolutely. There's angels everywhere.
But, oh my God.
That's all angels are. Like angels are highly spiritual beings. That's it. That's all they are. They ain't no special. Yeah.
You see? And then when you just start defining words and start like re-explaining, reassessing, and then you start to realize that there's been plenty of times that even the past couple years, I would say, the past 2 years, definitely. 2018 was when I think as an adult, I realized what the F was going on, that there was a lot of lies going on.
What year?
2018.
Okay.
So this is when I started hearing like about what we're doing to the earth, right? The earth, like, look, I 100% the earth is just going to be here, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, whether we here or not.
It's going to keep going.
It's going to keep going. And how its whole experience, if it started as lava, bro, come on now. Like, and there's still molten lava at the bottom.
It's going to take care of the problem.
It's definitely one way or another.
I'm not worried about the earth.
Sure
I'm like...
Not at all.
But
it's going to get handled.
The blatant disrespect that was happening to the earth and what is happening, like the pillaging, the stealing, the raping, like, and just no care. Like, we're just gonna keep going because we got it, or we gotta keep taking it until there's no more, which doesn't make any damn sense to me.
No.
But like realizing what we were doing, like all the creatures in life that was being affected and killed, and seeing people in other countries not being able to eat, not being able to have clean water, like literally drinking water that has feces or mosquito larva in it, and like all this different type of stuff, and people traveling miles to get that water, and then coming to the freaking realization now that that shit was a river at one time, freaking flourishing across the whole damn fucking country. You know what I mean? Like you just
I understand. That was 2018.
That realization that it was a river happened recently. That happened this year.
Wait, what?
But
river?
like,
what?
No, I'm just like, but 2018 was my realization that things aren't as they seem.
Oh,
so
good way of wording it. We haven't worded exact. Things aren't what they seem. That's very good.
Things aren't as what they seem.
Yeah,
it's a cloak.
The cloak, the veil definitely came from over my eyes. I got very, very depressed because I was like, so there's nothing we could do, right? Because it seemed like this unsurmountable problem that you were just in it, and we might as well just keep going. I literally had people saying, "What's the point of you doing anything? Because you're one person, you can't change the world. Who do you think you are?"
That's right. You are the world. Exactly. You change yourself, you change the world. Period. And if you view yourself as separate from the problem, that's a problem. Because that problem you see over there that you view as separate from you, no, that's you too. So you change that problem by changing yourself, even by changing your own ideas about it. Mm-hmm. If you just change the fact that you're going to actually be consciously changed, there you go. You've changed them. You've affected the problem. And all it requires is that enough people just have that cognition, and problem is literally solved overnight. That's it. But yeah,
a lot of us don't feel like we have control over ourselves.
No, we don't. Yeah, and so.
But I mean, like, if you don't get taught how to control your own emotions, how do you think that you have control of yourself?
Exactly.
If you're constantly feeling like you're going insane, right? Insane. How could you possibly think that you could impact anything besides negatively? Yeah. Like, there's so many things when we talk about trauma, right? It's not just the trauma of your family. It's the trauma of the experiences around you.
Absolutely.
It's the trauma of other people being bestowed upon you. It's the traumas of the world. Absolutely. Seeing other people, like I said, starving children. You know what I mean? Like, we look at people, we're like, oh, they ain't the same skin shade. They don't have the same nose as me. Their eyes don't look like mine. My hair doesn't look like theirs. They're not human anymore. They're not a part of like my hue. So they are not, they don't apply to me anymore. So whatever's happening to them don't matter. That's why you could go over there and kill and shoot people and look at them in their face and completely pull yourself away because you demonized them and made yourself feel that they didn't matter and they're insignificant. They're a cockroach, right? Yeah. And when I told you last time, is it's starting to have a realization that everything was put here for a reason. Yes. That even when, let's say, for example, I kill a roach, I still feel bad.
Absolutely. When
I kill a mosquito, I still feel bad. That was still alive. Absolutely. It still needs to be respected. Right. It don't need to be in my business.
Yeah, exactly.
But it still need to be respected. Facts. You need to still give honor.
That's right.
Right?
That's right. Respect.
So,
gotta say, living. That's a spiritual entity.
It could have been somebody else that needed to come back as a mosquito because I don't know.
To piss you off specifically.
I don't know.
All right.
I don't know.
But now that we're here and you're talking, we're gonna go back to dimensional. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna be honest in the real experience.
Yeah.
I was maybe 19, 20. Maybe 21. I was in a past relationship. I wasn't really too much of a smoker. I would do very, very occasionally. And I only did it because like they did it. Weed.
Yes, ma'am.
Not cigarettes. Mm-hmm. I did that one time and that was like a weird experience. And I was like, no, I'm cool.
Sucks.
Yeah, that was weird.
Mm-hmm.
Cigarettes.
It's so bad.
It's so bad. Just really weird.
Terrible.
Like, I was like, am I the only one that got emotional after smoking one? Like, it really like hit me, and I was just like, what the hell did I just smoke?
Death.
I'm just saying.
Death.
Maybe that's what the hell surged through my
mind. Yeah, you're dying quicker. Yeah.
People are like, I'm still here. Yeah. Are you though?
That's ridiculous.
Are you?
Yeah. Yeah.
No judgments. It's just my personal experience. It just wasn't. So, and the same, like, smoking is smoking. You putting that shit in your lungs.
Yeah.
It is doing something to you.
Absolutely.
And building the patar and all that type of stuff.
Facts.
So there's no positive or negatives to whatever.
It's what it is.
It is
You're
what it is.
stating the facts. Continue.
So, back to that. I had smoked. But I always, when I would do it with like intention, because I was like, I had a conversation with my past relationship, talk about intention, like all that type of stuff, because I had really bad judgments about people that smoke.
Yeah.
At that time. So like when I started doing it, it was like an intention. And I was like, I think that day I was like, I want to heal, right?
Huh.
And I was sitting there, we smoked.
How old were you?
I think it was like,
you said 19?
I think I want to say anyway, 2021.
Okay, understood.
We go in the car, my brother's with us, and we pull up to Yogurtland because we were supposed to go to Yogurtland. I was okay. And then all of a sudden when we go to get out, like I was just hit. And I just start getting really emotional. And I just like feel tears like welling up in my eyes. And then my ex is like, what's wrong? Are you okay? Like he's like about to get out. And then he's like, are you okay? Like, I don't understand what's going on. And I was just like, I don't know either. Like, I don't know what is happening right now. So I just start crying.
Mm-hmm.
And I start going back to like something that like was traumatic to me and it hurt my feelings like really, really bad. And I think it had to do with my parents, maybe my dad. And I just start crying. And as I'm crying, I feel like I could feel the tear weigh super heavy. Like they felt super, super thick. And in the tears, I felt like I could see the memory.
Damn.
Like I could see the full experience that was happening as it left me. And it was just coming down. And I just started like crying. Like it just started coming out like deep. Like it just felt like a river, like just coming down my face. And I was just like, oh my God. Like, and I just kept crying and they're just looking at me like they're freaking out. Like what is happening? Like, I don't know. And I'm like sitting there and then like, I start to realize like where I am. I'm like, oh crap. I'm out in public. Oh crap. Okay. I'm sitting in the car. Oh crap. Cause I think somebody walked in front of us and I was like, people could see me. We're in front of Yogurtland. And I just started like jumping back to where I was. And I was just like, oh God. And then, you know, what happened when I started getting to that place of like being emotional. Okay, I'm going to come to a conclusion. And I started going back. I was just like, all right, I can't do this here. And I come back and I'm just like, but then after that, I'm unsettled now. And I'm like going through like, okay, I'm about to get out this car and, all right, so what's going to happen? And I'm like starting to like, I wipe my tears and I'm starting to come out and I go through this experience inside and the girl greets us and, you know, I'm getting my yogurt and like tasting it and stuff like that, but I still feel really weird. And she says something and I'm looking at her like, oh shit, what did she say? And I'm looking at her like, please repeat, right? And she's looking back at me and she says it again. And then I start to interpret that she knows I'm high. And I'm like, crap, she knows I'm high. Oh, she knows I smoked. Oh my God, I probably look crazy. Oh, my eyes. And then she's just like looking at me and she's like trying to just have dialogue, right? Like, oh, I'm trying to check you out and stuff like that. And I'm like overanalyzing. I'm like, all of a sudden it starts feeling like those movie reels, the old ones, starts going back and forth like this. And then I start jumping back to like, oh, this is a positive experience. Oh, no, this is a negative experience. This is a positive experience. Oh, this is a negative experience. Oh, she could tell I'm high. Oh, no, everything is normal. Oh, she could tell my high. And then like, oh, she's angry with me. Oh, she's not angry with me. And I'm like transferring to all these different places of what it could be. And then I'm just like, but I want it to be positive. I just want it to be positive. And then I come back and she's like, okay, you guys have a great night. And I'm like, fuck just happened? And I go back to the car and I'm sitting there and I'm just like, so was that good or bad? Like, was I acting weird? Was I not acting weird? Like, did she know? Did she not know? And I just started sitting there and I started playing with it. And I'm like, I think everything's dimensions. I think we just choose our reality. Like, that's the conclusion I came up to.
Wow.
Was just.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Like.
Wow.
Oh, that. And then another time where I was throwing up and I couldn't stop. Kind of like threw me off. I thought my whole life was flashing before my eyes.
Wow. Were you high that time? You throwing up?
Yeah.
Okay, understood. Yeah.
I started choking on water. So we had smoked. My throat started burning. But we were laughing about something. So I went to drink and I laughed and took a deep breath in and started choking. And then couldn't stop choking. Then opened the door. It was like, oh, I got to throw up. And kept throwing up and couldn't figure out how to stop throwing up. And I started freaking out. And I was like, I'm about to die.
Yeah.
The person's like, are you okay? You're okay. Yeah. You're okay. No, are you okay? Do you need some help? Oh my God. Okay, no, you're good. You're good. And they're going back and forth. And I'm just like throwing up. And all I see is like everything I was eating backwards.
Oh.
So I was just like, and then that was sending my mind to another place because I was just like living life. And I was like, everything had a meaning, like all the different colors that I ate, all the foods, the different transitionings of like the stuff that was like fully like processed in the body versus stuff that wasn't like fully digested and everything. And I was just like, it just felt like a metaphor for life. And then me not being able to stop throwing up and me like freaking out, like not being able to breathe because I was just like, if I don't stop, I'm not gonna be able to breathe, and then I'm gonna end up choking, and then I'm gonna, you know what I mean? And then that was one thing I was always afraid of, was like dying and low key choking on water, but like
I understand.
And then having that, and then I started to realize like, oh, I need to calm down.
Yeah,
I need to calm down. So I had to start like, I had a lot of like lessons smoking. They were always extreme. They were always like, hi, Cricket. The cricket came from us.
I saw he walked from over there. Yeah. Have you had any memories of past life?
Yeah, so that's what I was going to talk about. It was I was smoking.
Yeah.
I was in the doorway, and I was dancing, but I was like anxious. I didn't know what to do. I was very, very, very tired.
Yeah.
But I felt like I was supposed to be doing something, like I was supposed to be cleaning or taking care of something. And I was looking at my kids, and I just get this overwhelming, like my heart like sank, and I started getting really, really sad. And I started thinking about all these different things that could happen, and then how much I love them. And then all of a sudden I started getting like this deep, deep pain, and I started hearing like, you know, when you hear like Native Americans chant, and when they like, and they say like, oh, it's their cries, you know, and like, and then the drums and stuff like that. Like I heard that like cry.
Damn.
That singing cry.
Wow.
Damn.
And it was over their children. And then I just started like envisioning, like, you know, imagining like being in your home, you know, everything at peace, you're okay. And then all of a sudden everything being ripped away from you, your children being ripped away from you, things on fire, and like all sorts of different things. And that's where like, and I was just like, oh,
so you were there.
That's what it felt like. Yeah.
And that's the foundation of this country.
That's true.
That right there is what I
Thanksgiving.
That's
Right.
Thanksgiving.
Right.
Yeah, that's thanks. Thank you.
When I learned about that,
Thank
bro,
you. Yeah,
wow.
Thank you.
Hurt my feelings.
Yeah. What were we so thankful for?
Yeah, you know we.
Oh, that y'all here
Oh, that yeah.
Y'all-
Thanks.
I don't get
so
it.
much.
Yeah, thank you.
I was just like, you're just like, the fact that it wasn't like the part that pissed me off.
Taught in school.
No.
facts.
The
Gone.
fact that it was taught in school, but not just that. The fact that I thought it was just a couple hundred people, like a very small amount of people. And when I got to an adulthood and learned that it was millions of people, it was the whole
crazy.
entire nation. I was like, how the frick do you eradicate that many people? But not just that.
That's the one.
When you start to realize,
They don't talk about that one.
but not just that. You made people believe that they didn't exist anymore.
Facts. That's literally what they did with him. They convinced the black man that he was a slave. They convinced him that they don't exist anymore. Right. You're done.
It's crazy because they made Native, what they say, Indians. They make them seem like they're mythical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't really see them.
Facts.
You've never met them. I always like, where are they?
Yeah.
They don't exist anymore.
Mythical.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Man,
no, they exist and they still here. And and some of y'all don't know that you deep down in your bloodline that you are.
That you are. Facts.
That you are. You'd be like seeing like the beauty. Okay, so I met somebody 2019, beautiful. She was a professor and she was coming out here from New York. And I always liked that people couldn't tell what I was.
Yeah. Myself included. That's what I was like. You could be anything.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's said, I'm of the world.
No, and actually, it's funny that you mentioned, native war cry, because I was like, when I first saw it, I was like, oh yeah, you look like it. I said indigenous. You look right? Mm-hmm. Indigenous. Like
Thank
that's
you.
just the only way to say it.
Thank you.
Original, but specifically, like it's like you. Like I guess you say Native American, but it's just like you look like the root of that, wherever that came from, right? Indigenous. Yeah, that's straight up. So when you're telling me
Aboriginally,
and you're telling me that you heard, it's funny. Like when you said like that, when they're chanting, they're crying. I was like, that's exactly what that sound is like. Mm-hmm. That's what it sounds like. Mm-hmm. They're bringing, man, yeah. Mm-hmm. So anyway, it seems like you. Like that's
Thank
you. That's your people.
Thank you.
Yeah, and that was your experience.
Yeah, I'm ready to talk.
we talk. I mean, shit. I mean, natural. We talking trauma. We talking. Yeah, we murdered not we. The Caucasians murdered millions.
Well,
of
let's say this. I was like, half of me is white, so possibly my ancestral. So that I think
the spirit
is a
knows
beautiful
no colors.
thing.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, exactly.
No, let's be real about that. Your spirit is not half white. Your spirit is you.
Yes.
And back then, you weren't half white.
No.
So, just be clear here.
No.
Yeah.
It's
continue.
I just constantly think of like the beauty. To me, God, whatever anybody else feels truer to them, because I feel like a lot of people get attached to the names or what to call things and not the feeling. Like, let's say, for example, like the rocks, right, that are in front of me, stones, that are in front of me,
clear quartz and pyrite, which are in front of you right now. Fool's gold, so it's in front of you right now. Yeah.
I loved what you said, because it's something that I've been feeling, but I wasn't sure if it was correct, because I was like, I don't know enough, so I don't feel like I can, right?
I feel you, yeah.
So, but
you don't want to talk because you don't feel like you're an expert in something.
I'm not an expert on it, right? Or like maybe people will look at me and be like, what you know, because there's people that are very informed about it.
Yeah.
And then I feel like they like
to stunt on you with their knowledge.
Hey, just like
assholes.
Your books.
Assholes, just like the books. Yeah, I said I didn't have to. I didn't have to stunt. The books did my stunting for me. You know what I'm saying?
I just had it there just in case. It's my own personal library that you could pick from.
I read every single one of those books, bro. But you got to tell people what I said though, because you just said they don't know. They don't understand the conversation we had before we put record on this podcast.
Oh, you're right. Go ahead.
No, you
give context. You're very good. Fine.
I'll give the context. I told you that you asked me about the stones on the table that I put for your side of the table, which is clear quartz and pyrite. You asked me, I think, what they do, and I said I just like them, and I don't get more technical than that because I have a book for that. And when it comes to handling the stones, I just go with the flow and I do what I feel is right and what makes me feel good.
Right.
That's it. Yeah. So that's the context for.
Yes.
Yeah, of what you're about to say.
Thank you
about
so much.
The stones. Yes.
So with that being said, is that it's all just how he feels the energy, and that's something that I've like
fuse the energy.
Feel.
Yes, ma'am.
Feel. The energy, the experience from it, and I think it's very true. Everything all goes together, right? It's always good to have some knowledge behind it, some context. But then at the same time, like we forget the essence.
Absolutely.
Right? And my grandparents got together with one speaking English and the other one speaking Spanish. And fell in love. Huge age difference. But fell in love through letters that would be translated for each of them.
Damn.
Yes. And I think it's the most beautiful story. I feel like I learned my love from my grandma. What I envisioned love would be. And I learned my love for Jehovah because of my grandmother, because of the way she used to pray. It was with so much love and cariños, like very kind.
Yeah.
So I just think like
the one that gave us Bible verses last time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I love her. She picked the right ones.
Yeah. She always does.
Yeah.
She always does.
She's with the flow.
Her. Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
She is, in essence, like the beauty of her. Like sometimes I could envision her when she was younger, walking along the beach with her long hair blowing in the wind,
Yeah.
and getting in the dip in the cool water. In the water, I don't even know if it was cool. It was probably warm. She said it would be really nice in the morning. She would wake up super early before she would have to work at the resort.
Yeah. Where?
We're in the Gulf.
In Mexico.
Oh,
okay.
In Mexico.
Yeah.
That's the Gulf. That's warm water right there.
What part? Of
We gotta see her.
what part of Mexico?
I'm gonna be honest. In that part that she was talking about specifically, I'm not sure.
Understood. Okay.
I'm not sure. Yeah. I need to ask her some more because I really do want to go back.
Yeah.
To the land.
Yeah, Mexico's dope.
Like,
super dope.
I need to go.
It's dope.
I want to go to all Central America.
Yeah.
Like I just this is like the indigenousness.
Yeah.
It's not a word, but like it's everywhere. Like we really truly think that it's, if we only knew where we came from, each and every one of us.
Yeah.
And to not get caught up in stuff that we should feel in a sense of like guilty for or anything like that. It's like those things that were bad, you learn from, you do better. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like just again, to know who we are, because to really tap into that is so essential.
Absolutely.
It's like I've ran around trying to figure out who I was for the longest time. Absolutely. And trying to figure out where I came from. Yeah. And then now I'm coming, like you said, like I look like it, like I feel like it now. I feel like I'm in the essence. I feel like it's around me, and I grow to hope that it gets closer and closer to me. Absolutely. And that I align more with it.
Absolutely.
But
share what you've learned and who you've been. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I can learn from it. That's your job. That's why I'm asking these questions. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. With these stones, though. Yeah. The fact that I ended up getting to sit at this side of the table, which is where I actually envisioned sitting. Yeah. And where I wanted to sit. Yeah. But I didn't want to force the situation. Yeah. Really?
I had you there. I had you there. I was like, I want to sit next to
my definitely, I put you over there in my mind already. And I was like, as soon as you ask where you want to sit, I'll say, I'm going to sit right there. Yeah. Yeah. Because I was like, I'm not sitting there. It doesn't make no sense for me to be there.
Yeah, it don't. It like, didn't. It made sense for us to be on one side.
You feel me? Because it's like I said, I could feel when things are supposed to go a certain way.
Yeah, exactly.
And I never like to force certain things.
No.
Like, people think I'm giving up. No, I'm not giving up. I know the time is not right.
Facts, man.
You know, I know the time is not right. Don't force it.
Yeah, if you don't feel it, don't force it.
Yeah.
Facts. You don't have to. Exactly. Go with the flow. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm learning that.
I like to tell her, it's like life is better when you live in slow motion. You know, you get to take everything
That's right.
in.
I spent what?
Yeah, it's like literally if you take it easy, just live life in slow motion.
Facts.
It's a beautiful experience. I'm telling you. I got to do that on Wednesday.
Wait.
It was so great.
Wait, do what?
Oh, like live in slow motion. Like I got to be in the moment. Like there was no time. Mm-hmm. There was no time. It just was.
Where
I didn't have to be.
Did y'all do something? Y'all go camping?
So no. Okay, so like I said, so on Wednesday,
that is a great time to wait. That is a great way to waste some time.
Damn straight. Yeah, you lost yourself in Walmart. Congratulations.
That's funny. People normally say Target.
Yeah. I understand.
So like I said, on Wednesday, I was supposed to be on a flight.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It did not. It was just not working out.
I see that.
I was about to, like how I am. I would have been like, no, we about to be on that flight. It was paid for. We about to be on that flight. This and this is happening. It doesn't matter. It'll all work out when we get there. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But this time I was like,
no,
this.
It's not supposed to happen.
I mean, I was already feeling anxiety. Yeah. Last night I was having all sorts of whelmings of like sights of stuff that I couldn't tell were real or not real. Yeah. A lot of it. And I'm like, I don't want that energy coming along with me. Absolutely. Going on this journey. Let me sit back and let the situation tell me what is supposed to be happening. Let me let other people, take the lead on this right quick versus me being like, no.
That's right. And then also there's other situations out of your control and other people's families that have happened that automatically tell you, maybe we should chill with this.
Yes.
So when that happened, I was like, y'all y'all need to chill. maybe you shouldn't go to Hawaii. But that was me, and I came to the same conclusion you did, and I'm here right now. And that didn't happen, because if that didn't happen, this wouldn't happen.
Yeah, right. Exactly. That's why I was just like, I wasn't mad.
No,
I was just really like, once the decision was made and it was like solidified, like it's a no-go. I felt like such a release. I was just like, thank God. Like, I'm gonna go do what last night I was so sad that I wasn't able to do, that I was having like, I don't know if you get like paternal guilt, but I get maternal guilt.
That I'm not with my children.
Yeah, not with your kids. Not that doesn't happen with guys.
I mean, it does, but not with 3 babies.
I don't know if that is not with 3 babies. I think, but I don't think it happened as often.
Nah.
I'm not saying that.
If they're secure, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like
that's my whole thing. Is like
you got people watching you.
Yeah, exactly.
You alive?
Trust me, I'm real quick with my hands. So if something goes wrong,
I wonder if that's one of the. I wonder if the difference between. Be wrong, but what came to my mind right now is that because like we carry them.
Yeah,
it's like you guys from the beginning have had to be like
they have not been inside of me
like this.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's the thing. You
guys are able to
you
just
bond.
like, well, you're taking, well, not just that, but like if you think of it just like in the whole experience,
man,
the woman's the one holding the baby.
Yeah.
You are always gonna be like, oh, you got like you good, like that other person is taking care of them. So that's always your mindset. Like you always from the beginning have to kind of be okay with that because you have no control.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
What do you mean by you have no control?
Like,
I agree.
I guess what I'm trying to ask is when you mention is like when you say you're speaking of just men, like the father in general.
The father, because
like they haven't carried
the father experience. So like I said, I could be wrong. The father experience versus the mother experience with carrying the child.
Mm-hmm.
The male would always have to kind of forego the feeling of control, the feeling of overly being worried or like anything like that, because you don't have that control. Yeah. Like it's in the woman's body, right? The baby's in the woman's body.
Yeah.
So you could try your best to do whatever, but like in essence, if the mom's not eating, if the mom's not drinking, if she has a lot of stress on her and all that type of stuff, like she could be like, you too stressed out, you get away from me, and push you away. But whatever she's feeling is going to connect to the baby, and whatever the baby feeling is going to go back. But you won't never have like go through that experience. But you could always be like, well, that person taking care of, because they're always in the mother, right?
Yeah.
Am I explaining?
I get what you're saying, but
assuming a healthy mother and an involved mother, assuming a normal situation.
But I do feel like the partner plays a very important role in that. Just like as you mentioned before, it's like whatever the mother is feeling, whatever the mother is eating, whatever. If your partner is not supporting you in that type of way, if they're not, because remember, all emotions and everything that the mother is feeling, that fetus is feeling.
Facts.
You know, and when the baby comes out, whatever you were feeling, whatever you were eating, if you had anxiety, stress, all that, your baby can come out stressed. That's right. Your baby can come out worried. Your brother, if it's loud around your environment, your baby's gonna come out a very talkative, kind of baby,
or not being able to go to sleep unless there's a lot of
it's like, and the same thing with what you put inside your body.
Absolutely.
That is the only source of food. That baby's getting. Some babies come, and then some people are like, wonder why they were born with diabetes. Usually that's type 2 diabetes when they're born with it, and it was because it's like your mother was not eating.
Yeah, I understand
the proper things.
Yes.
Although that your dietitian told you, or your doctor's like this. No, everybody's body. Everybody's body is to be. You're supposed to be eating certain foods for your body. Yeah,
facts.
So very good points, but I think that I'm miscommunicating my thought.
I definitely understand the energy and sentiment of what you're saying. I'm not sure if I could explain it better, but I fuck with you. And I agree 100%, mostly because of my own experience. But I'm like, it's just that there comes a point when a father really just has to be like, you know what, mommy got this. Like, there's no part of me that my children are gonna want to go to when mommy's around and they're hurt. They need mommy's the nurturer. Like mommy's got it. Mommy, this is mommy. Like the kids are always going to default to mommy when it comes to the care.
I mean, that's a possible true statement, but children will go with whoever they feel cared and loved by, because it could be like you said, an uninvolved mother, but the father could be very involved, and they'll go to the father. Yeah. They might want the mother's attention, but they'll go to the father. Yeah. I guess it's like mine is more like simple, like more biological in a sense that from the beginning, I'm tapping into the conversation we were having with like. I was like, do you guys have paternal guilt as much as I have maternal guilt? Yeah. And you guys said a little bit, but not as much as mother. And I was like, okay, well, why would that be? Yes, the baby was in me. I have that connection and everything. They imprinted on me. But
breastfeeding as well.
Breastfeeding too, bonding. But you could necessarily bond with the child too with like, if you fed them, you look them in their eyes, you communicate to them and stuff like that. But what I'm saying is that ability to not have that stress and be like, oh, okay, you guys are good, somebody taking care of y'all good, and being able to just dip is, I feel like, is different because the mother carries the baby. Yeah. So you could always just dip. You don't carry the baby with you from the get. You know what I mean?
I could dip. I have no problem.
So the baby, like...
Oh, okay. Y'all are good, right? Peace. Facts.
So it's like...
No problem.
From the moment the mother conceives... I'm out. Right? Yeah. The moment the mother conceives, you could always walk out the door. Yeah. You could always go different things, and the baby's still going to be over here, right? Yeah. Versus the mother, the mother is always going to be carrying the baby wherever she goes. She can't run away from that. Right. Yeah. So it's like that's what I was trying to explain is that maybe that's why you're able to not have as much paternal guilt because you have the availability of an experience of being able to be like, I'm out.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
So that I was just the more simpler form.
I agree.
I definitely think it's important for there to be that other partner in there, and that impacting the pregnancy and the child and all that stuff.
We're at 2 hours, 35 minutes.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, it's like that.
Bad.
Wow. Yeah, that's amazing.
It's like that. You got anything else? You got any other bars you want to spin? We close this out. How do you feel?
We just have to come back another time.
I know. That's what it is. Yeah, it's just... Definitely. Yeah, absolutely.
This was a real cool conversation.
No, and it was necessary. Stuff. I mean, we went to depths and we just scratched the surface.
Right.
Trauma.
I felt like we
talk about trauma and genocide, slavery.
This is like what
we're talking about the foundation of trauma in this country.
It's like general studies.
Oh yeah.
So we were at general studies.
We're at general studies right now. But
it's like when you wanted to go to like to like masters or PhD.
Yeah, we
going deeper into one conversation.
This was high school when you get to learn everything. In college when you focus on one thing.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely. Yeah,
but it's definitely. I truly appreciated this.
No doubt, bro.
Thank you.
This ain't the first time. Yeah, and it's just like you didn't go to Hawaii, but this is why.
Oh no, this is beautiful. Yeah,
this is why you didn't go. Yeah, this is why you didn't.
Hey, I didn't go because I needed to spend more time with my family, like present time with my family, and to have experiences like this.
That's right.
Right.
And to keep pushing.
That's right.
Yeah, just need to put like I said, just and unless it's not something that's set, don't push it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, don't push it.
Don't push it.
And that goes especially in the parameters of a relationship, man. Like, you gotta don't push it, bro.
Yeah, all
relationships, don't push it.
Yeah,
let it come to you.
That's right.
I will say one thing. I am still looking to raise money for our season 2 of Fit and Healthy, and I am lending out my services. I don't know if lending out is the correct word, but willing to provide my services for a donation. I do photography, I do different film, I do editing, I do flyers, digital art, I paint, I could do commission work if you would like me to. I'm willing to be a creative and be able to expand in that field in my experiences, and also be able to help us create this season 2 because I really, really, really do believe in it.
Yeah.
And we want to make it something else and something beautiful.
Yeah.
And it would just be able to pay to go out there, to pay to have a place to stay and stuff like that. Like, and have some food is basically what we're asking for. And the other part was like for us to get paid so that we could be able to give back to our families and keep growing and establishing ourselves in our business is what we're trying to create right now. So if y'all know somebody.
We as in, what is the production? I know the production company.
Oh,
let's
so B Art Form Productions. B stands for Beautifully Ethnic. Art Form Productions.
Right.
We create artworks.
Yes.
And we work with Tamu Asir Bey, who's dope.
In handling business right now.
Handling business. He's amazing.
Yes.
And this is his baby.
That's right.
His dream.
Yep. So please support.
Yes, please.
Be Artform. BE.artform on Instagram.
Yes.
Thank you, guys. Close this out. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful, all praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful, and Master of the Day of Judgment. Thee alone do we serve, thee alone do we beseech for divine aid. Guide us on the right path, the path upon whom thou hast bestowed favors, not upon whom thy wrath has been brought down, nor upon those who go astray. Amen.
Amen.